Oh my God.
Well, hey, that's pretty good. If you can actually get up and just roll into your recording studio, I'm a little jealous. You don't have to worry about fake eyelashes or,
Liz, you're like a hero of mine. My wife goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And then she's like, "It's 7." I've done 3,000 shows at 7 a.m. And then I have Liz Collin on,
Oh
and I'll
gosh.
drop the S. I apologize, and I
It's
jack it up. What a douche canoe! I am so
uh,
sorry.
oh my gosh, you're totally fine. I'm a fan of yours. I appreciate you having me on. It's no big deal. Life happens. People have real problems. This is not one of them. But I do apologize. I have to leave in 45 minutes, but I think that's probably fine, right?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Okay.
God, I climb back into the hole that I came out of. I'm
Douche canoe is something I haven't heard for a while though. I like
douche.
it.
Well, thank you, I appreciate it. I told my wife. My wife's like, "How's it gonna go?" I go, "Well, I'm really well prepared. Unless she treats me like an asshole, it'll be fine."
I
And
won't.
already you're
Don't you
not.
worry.
You've already let me off the hook. You're amazing.
No problem. I'm actually jealous, like I said, that you can just roll into your studio. That's great.
Thank you. Hey, what about this statement? Um, the George Floyd incident had a greater impact on. I don't know if impact's the right word. Yes, screw it. I'll go with it. Greater impact on the world and on the United States than 9/11.
Oh,
In
I
terms of
mean,
just in terms of social milieu, uh, the direction of the country, the economy, the social apparatus, I, after watching this
I would,
lady, go ahead.
yeah. I
And
guess I
I
would
know it's
just,
hard to say because you don't want to insult 9/11 for
yeah. I
some
just don't want
reason.
to insult
Everyone wants
3,000 people dying. Yeah,
right.
I know.
Everyone wants to be the king of of tragedy. But boy, man, it is after watching. I mean, I already knew it before. My whole show is I made mention George Floyd every single day. I'm so frustrated with what happened there. Um, yeah. Any thoughts on that? Let me ask it differently so I don't put you in that spot. How bad is that? How much did the George Floyd incident change society? You think, like in terms of
Oh, yeah. I mean,
a
I
shift
think,
in the country's direction?
yeah. I mean, I almost think with 9/11, sadly, more good came out of that in the sense that we were more. I just don't think you can point to anything good that came of the George Floyd deal. So that's what's different. We're all less safe. There's no cops anymore. This DEI stuff was shoved down our throats. Nothing good has come from that. As a result, people are actually, I think, more racist now than ever before, just because they throw all that out there. So, I mean, I guess that's where I see the difference. That I can't really name one good thing that came from George Floyd.
When you say it brought us all this DEI stuff, I wonder if your take is the same as mine. Meaning, after George Floyd, everything became hands off.
Yeah, I
Like
mean,
everyone took advantage that everyone became politically correct, uh, terrified.
yeah, I think that, yeah, how dare you say anything to, step up here? It's kind of like then you're called a racist and a Nazi, and that's sort of part of the playbook with the pushback. And I also just think that all of this whole thing in Minneapolis is not what that was, but they manipulated it, from the beginning.
I don't know. I don't mean also with the race card, but with all of the other stuff, the stuff with LGBT, um, being brought into the schools, the transgender talk, just every single issue, the homelessness situation, call it houseless, or what do they call them, houseless. I just felt like it made anyone afraid to step up because they would be canceled. And I feel like the George Floyd moment was ushered all of that in.
Yeah, and I think that before I think law enforcement, for the most part, and I think they like to do that, sort of operate in the background. I mean, it is kind of called that thin blue line for a reason. But now we're realizing once that line isn't there anymore, what that is like in our communities, which I think goes to what you're saying with the homeless encampments, the open air drug markets that we see right before our eyes that we never really saw before. People, aren't arrested for loitering, perhaps, like they once were. So this stuff is all right in front of us because there's really nobody there to do anything about it, or policies have so radically changed within departments that the cops can't do anything about it.
You made the movie Fall of Minneapolis, wrote the book. Book has a different title.
The book is They're Lying, The Media, the Left, and the Death of George Floyd. And yeah, that's how this all started a couple years ago.
And that accompanied me on a driving trip to Idaho. Amazing book, by the way. Does he? Is there any chance Trump would pardon Chauvin?
Yeah, so it's a question I get a lot. It's pretty complicated because the way they did this all, there's a state sentence and a federal sentence sort of all wrapped up into this. So Trump certainly can do something about the federal sentence, but the state court has to do something about the state sentence. And already his first appeal was denied by the Minnesota State Supreme Court. And this was based on the change of venue argument that was made. You know, how the heck could he have really a fair trial in Hennepin County, just miles away from where all these businesses burned and where this all took place? The jury wasn't sequestered. I mean, there was a lot of questions about everything that took place in Derek Chauvin's trial. But then the U.S. Supreme Court on appeal did not want to hear that. So they declined as well. So I know currently he's working on another appeal. But Alex King should be out of prison soon. Thomas Lane is out. He was out a couple months ago. Tu Tao is still in prison. He's the officer who was kind of keeping the crowd back. People recall the video that we actually were not allowed to see, which I know, Savan, we've talked at great length about the fall of Minneapolis and everything that took place. But he has a couple years left. In his sentencing, he quoted the Bible, and Judge Peter Cahill did not like that and gave him about 18 months more in prison as a result of that. So,
did he say that? The judge said that?
Yeah, basically said that he, thought he would show some remorse by now and did not like the Bible verses that were coming out of the mouth of Tu Tao, who basically said, I didn't do this. I'm not going to, I'm not going to apologize or sit here and say that I did this and that I'm guilty when I'm not, and sort of stuck to his guns there. But the judge did not take well to that.
So it was the judge was like, in my mind, I see you guilty. You're not showing remorse. Hey, here's 18 more months.
Yeah, I mean, his sentence was definitely more than even suggested, because you could tell the judge was visibly perturbed by the words coming out of the mouth of Tu Tao.
I think the last time I had you on, did Chauvin I think I saw you posted, he just had his year anniversary in jail.
That was a year since his stabbing. Just to remind people, it was about 8 days after we released the documentary last November that Derek Chauvin was stabbed 22 times. It was the day after Thanksgiving. Guy tried to kill him in prison, a guy that Derek Chauvin did not know, that had recently been moved into his unit about a month prior. A man that was a former FBI informant, interestingly enough, who only had a couple years left of his sentence. And he was to be out of the prison system after serving nearly 30 years. So this guy stabs him out of nowhere. Amazingly, he survives. He still has some nerve damage and struggles to walk, but his life since the stabbing, it's really kind of unimaginable. We've kind of followed the case ever since over at Alpha News, alphanews.org, where we are in Minnesota. But we continue to keep track of all of this. But Derek was kept away from his materials. He's put back in solitary confinement. He doesn't get the therapy that many, I think, would say he needed after this stabbing. He's been transported now a couple different times since then. And we recently just caught up with him again, talked to Derek Chauvin about how his life, he had a job in prison before. And all of that basically went away after this stabbing. And the trial for all of this has now been moved 4 times, and that's set for February for this John Turskak is his name. Who is charged with attempted murder in the case.
When you say he was in jail for 30 years and then he stabbed him and he's an FBI informant, the implication is, I guess you're not implying, what you're pointing at is something doesn't make sense here. Why would a guy who's on 2 years away from getting out of a 30 years already in, stab Derek Chauvin? It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think there are many, many questions that there's been no answers, and we've continued to ask them. We've asked these questions of the Federal Bureau of Prisons, how this guy was even allowed around him. I mean, mysteriously, Derek is basically by himself in the law library for the first time, an area where before he would have supervision. So that is strange. And yeah, as I've said, Keith Ellison, our Attorney General in Minnesota, is the very first person to be called after Derek Chauvin is stabbed. Now, keep in mind, Ellison is the one who led the prosecution against him here in Minnesota, and his family isn't even called for a couple of days after, as he's in critical condition in the hospital. After this stabbing. So really, I think very peculiar things that took place and continue to take place, a year later. And that's why we wanted to go ahead and have a conversation with Derek about all of that.
22 times stabbed. It's wild. So this they called Ellison, and how do you guys know that?
Yeah, Ellison is actually the one to announce that Chauvin had been stabbed, as strange as that sounds, but he was the one talking to the corporate media in town about how thankful he is that he's okay, and things that still do not sit well with Derek's family, obviously. But he came out and basically talked about it and talked about his condition. What's interesting also in previous stories we've covered, there were some people meeting with Derek before this stabbing that Derek said were representatives from the Attorney General's office. Now, the Attorney General's office says to us they were not. They don't know what he's talking about, but wanted him to sign some sort of documentation that Derek Chauvin refused at the time. So I know I might sound like I always get labeled a conspiracy theorist and whatnot. But there's definitely a lot going on here, and I think that even the book and the documentary, in a way they were kind of just, here's the information, you can kind of decide for yourself. But there really is a lot going on here that if we were told from the very beginning, I don't think we'd be having this conversation today. But the levels of sort of secrecy and manipulation are really quite remarkable.
It's insane. When Derek presents himself in interviews, you interviewed him, you're sitting in front of a computer and you're on the phone and you're speaking with him. He always presents so sober and calm. And even at one point you say, I think you say, hey, did you kill George Floyd? And and he responds calmly and says, no. If I was him, I would have been like, are you out of your fucking mind? Fuck no, I didn't kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have to stay sober and calm?
I think that's actually kind of his personality, which is also, I think, pretty amazing. I didn't know him before any of this. I'd never met him or anything along those lines. But that's how he was always sort of described, almost, kind of robotic, somebody who knew the manual so well. He was a field training officer, meaning that the higher brass in Minneapolis obviously respected him enough to pair him with new officers to train them. That's not something everybody does. And he was Alex King's FTO. And why Alex in The Fall of Minneapolis also talks about that he doesn't even blame him because he trusted him and trusts him, to respond accordingly to situations. But yeah, every time I've talked to Derek, it's very much how he is. But then the media can manipulate that into, he's this monster. He's the most racist police officer that's ever, walked the streets of America. I mean, isn't that interesting? And then you actually hear from him, and it doesn't seem to, match up with that narrative.
No, he's so sober and sound and calm, and I'm just listening for his voice. I hear nothing. Do you feel when you present? Do you go out of your way to be extra, sober and calm? You present very sober and calm too. And some of the things you present, it's just like you want to pull your hair out. It's just batshit crazy stuff.
Well, yeah, I guess in the Midwest, in Minnesota, that's kind of how we are. We're boring, I'll be honest, Siobhan. We don't have the fun personalities like you guys on the coast do. But I also think that the job of journalist or a newscaster should be more of just tell the story, let other people talk. You're the narrator more, if you will. So I don't really feel like I'm glad, that's good, because trust me, I some, feel like that inside many times, and I'll, perhaps say that more freely once the interview is over. But I, want to let other people decide how to feel and not tell them how to.
The George Floyd story was very close to home for you. Obviously, your husband was president of the police union. Is that correct? Where Chauvin was a police officer. Do you mind me asking how he's doing?
Oh yeah, that's just fine. Yeah, Bob. So Bob retired after this. He had always planned on retiring when he turned 55. That's kind of the way it works. It eventually kind of costs you money to go back to work as a cop. They want you out of there. But so he retired and does some security work still now. It's pretty heartbreaking for Bob and, for so many officers. Keep in mind, there were 890 cops at the beginning of May of 2020. The number's down to like 480 or 90 at this point. I mean, every time I check in, I'm like, oh my gosh, can this even get any lower? And then there's a whole story about lowering the standards to, get cops to even come to Minneapolis. But it's really sad for all these officers who've left to see what the city has turned into. This was a very vibrant Midwestern city. We would go there all the time to shows, to restaurants. I mean, downtown was always bustling. It was a great place to be. I just was doing some checking yesterday and posted on X. I'm Liz Collin on X, but if you want to be depressed by Minnesota news, but
it is not depressing. I follow all your channels, and you are awesome. You are so good.
Thanks.
You are so good.
But there's been another record year of homicides in Minneapolis. I mean, I think they had 50 in 2019. There's now 77 so far this year, with 3 weeks left, but it's been up there, 80s or in the 80s, in the 90s after George Floyd, and in the high 70s again. But yet we have a mayor in Minneapolis that talks about how crime is down and how great everything is, and you have the media in town here, just parrot that message when it's just not even close to reality. So it really is sad. And I guess the thought is also why we did this next documentary, kind of something we really wish we didn't have to do. A sequel, if you will, to The Fall of Minneapolis, but really to hit that point home that it really just does not have to be this way. That's that's what I seem to think quite often. It just doesn't have to be like this.
I honestly, I thought maybe your husband, and maybe he still would possibly be put somewhere in Trump's orbit, because it looks like he's bringing people in who've been severely wronged by the woke system and people who were honest and, border whistleblowers, or who were wronged by the establishment. And I was actually thinking, God, I wonder if Liz Collin's husband will somehow be brought in, because I mean, he clearly has insights into where things can go wrong. And he was wronged by the system. And I thought, wow, was there any talk of that? Was there any of him being brought in?
Bob is very MAGA from the very beginning. What's interesting, he organized this whole Cops for Trump t-shirt deal back in 2019. So this is actually an interesting story, and really made him a monster by, the media painted the picture of him. But the mayor here in Minneapolis, Mayor Jacob Frey, told the cops attending the rally in support of Trump that year that you can't wear your police uniforms to do so. They changed the policy. So keep in mind, police officers who supported Democrats in the past, when they would visit Minneapolis at large venues, it was fine. They could wear their uniforms. But of course, it's Donald Trump. So Bob was the president of the Federation at the time. He and a friend came up with this design, this red shirt, Cops for Trump, and Target Center was filled with these red shirts. And they raised money for charities in Minneapolis selling these shirts. And Bob was on stage with Trump at the time and was able to meet him. And he offered opening remarks just about, how great President Trump had been to law enforcement, and, how he has their backs. And, it was just like my career, started to just immediately because of Donald Trump was enemy number one to the media in Minnesota. And it was amazing how they really turned Bob into, a monster for someone who believes in law and order. And Bob still has plans for Minneapolis. He thinks he could probably fix it within just a few weeks. But now you have, socialists on the city council, and it's just a completely different. And that's the problem. I don't even know how it gets better at this point until people start voting differently and get actually serious candidates to be politicians in Minneapolis. So it's a long way off. But and I had the honor of actually interviewing President Trump a couple times this election cycle, which I also think really speaks to the media here, Savan, which I know is something you're kind of passionate about too. But isn't that interesting that he comes to Minneapolis a couple times? He doesn't give the interview to the big station that has a 6 or 10 o'clock broadcast, but he offers it to someone like me, an independent media journalist, which I think really goes to show how corporate media is basically on life support at this time, which is fine. We're filling the vacuum just fine over at Alpha News.
If someone in his, I think the president is highly influenced by media and what he sees, and I think he's a deeply compassionate man. I wonder if anyone in his orbit or if he has seen the fall of Minneapolis. I think that would have a profound effect on him.
It's funny. I actually, when I interviewed him, I gave one of his, 17 handlers my book and a copy of the DVD in hopes that, to get that message to him in a way. But, Trump was president at the time of all of this too. And this was an election year, which I think, directly played a role in all of this also. But I just don't think, everybody knew all of the facts, and that was really the problem.
How did you get the interview with Trump? How does that go down?
Yeah, so he has people that they actually just reached out. They called my phone and they said, you could have 5. I think it was 5 minutes. It was the limit. If you'd like 5 minutes, with the former president, would you be interested? And I said, does anybody actually say no to this when they call you? I was really confused that that was even like a question. Like, of course, And the funny part is, people don't really know behind the scenes. It's really quite something as far as it's all day and then some. You have to be screened 78 times, and rightfully so, and corralled like cattle waiting for your time. And actually, when he was brought out, this was in St. Cloud. We were at a arena when he was brought out. Oh yeah, there's our interview. He was the person in front of him. One of his handlers said, "You know what? He doesn't actually have time to do this right now." And I thought, "Oh my gosh! After all of this, I'm not going to miss my chance." So I made eye contact with President Trump, and I just said, "Sir, would you please just give us just a few minutes? I promise I'll be very quick." And he could not have been nicer. "I won't make you wait." Immediately just walked over, and I just started because I was worried that they're going to pull him away or something. And then it was funny because after the interview, I said, "I know you have to go really quick. I wanted just to show you, this is my husband, Bob. He did the Cops for Trump shirts, and I just wanted to just kind of say, hi from the family kind of thing." But I didn't want to do that in the beginning because I obviously wanted to get my questions in really quick. And he said, "Is that microphone on?" And he took the microphone from my hand and he gave Bob like a shout out into the camera. It was the craziest thing. "Bob, thank you for your support. Thank you for your service." It could not have been nicer. And I was like, is this actually even happening? It was really a very surreal moment. But also, I get that too. The media turns these people into these crazed lunatics when they're not like that at all. And you can really tell how somebody is within just a couple minutes. I really have always believed that in life. And, this guy could not have been nicer. And he's, the most powerful person in the world at this point. So
the fact that he could sit down with Joe Rogan and shoot the shit for 3 hours means that, he doesn't have a lot to guard. And I think he's at that age in his life too, where clearly he doesn't have a ton to guard.
Yeah. And this was right after his the first assassination attempt. So he had the Band-Aid on his ear. Well, he actually, had just removed the Band-Aid from his ear, and you could really just see the hole in in there. And yeah, it was a moment I'm obviously very, very thankful for. But also, I gave him a chance to talk. I mean, I wanted to ask him Minnesota issues, and he granted another reporter an interview earlier. It was myself and this other reporter. That reporter turned the story into just this whole bash fest, and basically Trump's sound was used maybe like 20 seconds. It was just not even, it was almost not even. So then when he came back to town, I'm sure the press people got in touch with him, and he only interviewed with me. But that's, you know, why would they talk to them? What a waste of time.
The second time he came back, he only interviewed with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Hey, when they told you no and you had to speak up and you had to be like, yo, over here, Mr. President, was that scary? Was your chest pounding? Or did it just come out of you?
I'm actually not really very nervous ever, but I was probably the most nervous I'd been in years talking to him. And I don't know why. I mean, he's honestly like talking to a family member, or you know what I mean? He's very warm and respectful, just very, and he doesn't have to be. I mean, the guy could be a dick. You know? I've certainly interviewed a lot of those in my time, but it was just completely the opposite of that.
More and more throughout this election, what I'm seeing is, if I were to describe the two candidates, I feel like Donald Trump is running with this attitude. This is who I am. These are my beliefs. If you want me to be president, vote for me, and I'll try to get this bag of junk done. And that's on the right. And on the left, it's what can we say or not say to get elected? And that's too. Is that your perspective also?
No, I totally agree. And that's what I thought was really telling, you know, so obviously being here in Minnesota, Tim Walz was selected as the VP pick for Kamala Harris. And he always has had this problem. And Alpha News is one of the few news sources to ever bring this to light about how the guy would lie kind of about everything. I mean, there was a whole campaign this second time as he was running for governor called Tim Walz Lies, and there would be a list of lies. Well, then he jumps on the national stage that, you know, starts to follow him, but then the media in town actually is forced to cover the lies that we have been for years, including, you know, lying about your military rank, lying about, you know, whether or not you're in Tiananmen Square, these very questionable ties to China, IVF, just things that you're like, what's up with this guy? But people really could see through that. Certainly Trump has flaws like any other human, but he's always kind of honest about who he is. And I think people are looking for that, especially now, just, you know, people who are authentic and genuine. And Tim Walz certainly had an issue with that. And I think, you know, Kamala Harris was right there with him.
Yeah, it's so that is the thing. So it's the thing. Do you think boys should be allowed to play in women's sports? And I feel like Kamala wants to answer whatever way will get her the most votes, where Trump will be like, no, I don't think that's cool.
Right. Just moving along. And you saw this. I mean, and thank God we have the media we have now, whether it's on, you know, X or TikTok or however people, because you can catch these lies in real time and blast it out there, which, you know, so many people did effectively. Whereas before, you know, we never have had that before, you know, to sort of do this live fact check, even if, you know, they wouldn't do them, you know, let's say during a debate. People could go ahead and find the truth themselves online. So I just don't think people are falling for this, you know, garbage like they once were forced to, in my estimation here. And what's interesting, just the election results in Minnesota alone, you have 4 counties in Minnesota that flipped red. Well, isn't that interesting when our governor is on the ticket? That took place. And not only that, but where Tim Walz was a resident in the Mankato area, that county was one to flip red. So the place where, you know, he called home for 20 years in Minnesota did not support him, you know, on the presidential ticket.
Even like the pundits on CNN or on the left side of the media, they'll say, what can we do to win next time? Should we move more towards the center? And I'm like, man, these people really don't have morals or values or anything to stand on. I mean, I sound so naive saying this at 52, but it's almost like really they just want to be in power. And
Yeah,
I'm
and
just like, what is
I
going on?
and I think that this really isn't rocket science, right? Like, I think we know why people turned out for Trump. Um, but people are smart, and I also think they want to hear your plan. We never heard that from the other side, and
Never.
they want to be told the truth. I think it's pretty simple. I don't think it's that difficult.
In this movie, which man, if you have not seen this, you have to see this. It's on YouTube. It's called is I always get it backwards. Minnesota versus We the People. I always want to say We the People versus Minnesota. There is a character. By the way, I'm watching Dexter now. I'm like trying to watch all 10 seasons of Dexter or 9 seasons. I don't know if you've seen that show.
I've seen some. Yeah, that's good. It's a good show.
Your documentary is like right in line with the insanity that you see on Dexter. I cannot believe all the twists and turns and the interconnectedness and the incest in the lawfare legal system. There's a character in your movie that I dislike so much. This officer or attorney Moriarty. This person really pisses me off. This is a bad human being. I want to play you this clip from the movie. If you haven't, you got to see this movie. You're going to love this. This movie moves fast. It's 55 minutes long. I sat down and it was over in 15 minutes. It was crazy. I could have kept watching. Do you want to tell us about the premise of the movie first, and that like the really big picture, the 10,000 foot view?
Yeah, so this, as I said, is kind of a sequel to the fall of Minneapolis. What happens now that they basically defunded the police? Well, we've lost 5 first responders in a matter of 13 months in Minnesota, something that's never happened in our history before. These are really heartbreaking stories, but it's kind of like these cops get like a day or two of news coverage, and then everybody just moves along. Well, what the hell happened in each case? And also, you should really hear from these families that lost everything, and for what? The answer to that seems to be politics in Minnesota.
And you go into detail on the murders of these cops, and it is, each one of them in itself could be its own movie. It's fascinating. And you, like usual, like you did in the book and in the fall of Minneapolis, there's tons of cool, intricate details. Like I was saying, it's like a TV show, the way, like a fictional TV show. But listen to what this lady says here. This is why I think that George Floyd is 1,000 times more had a bigger effect on the U.S. than 9/11. Things like this. Here we go.
Things that, yes, there have been increased assaults on law enforcement. And we had the tragic situation in Burnsville, and now what happened last week. But we can't get sucked into this narrative of there is a war on law enforcement.
Is she out of her fucking mind? Of course there's a war on law enforcement. We can't get into this narrative. And then she goes on to say there's white supremacy in police departments. Like, what does she think that the increase against the violence against cops and the spike in murders and the does she ever attribute where all that comes from? How does she not think that there's a way? It's not a narrative, it's a fact. We all see it everywhere. It's all over the news, it's everywhere.
Yeah, this is someone that I am pulling my hair out at, but I don't do that on camera, so I'm glad.
Okay.
You agree with me there.
Oh my God! Like I would ship her out. She would have to be in a tent in Kenya for 3 months and do some serious soul searching. She needs to. She's so unhinged. She's completely ungrounded.
Well, that's what you have a lot of these people that are so-called leaders in Minnesota. They are so wrapped up in this ideology that they really cannot see clearly. It's really remarkable. So we have like the danger, lies, lawfare that these officers are dealing with. And she's speaking here about a Minnesota State Trooper, Ryan Londergan is his name. He's charged with murder and $500,000 of Hennepin County taxpayer dollars are wasted on this case because charges
589, closer to 6 than 5 from you.
Yeah, charges are dismissed in the case. Because he follows his training. There's a lot of details to this. And then you see how her office kind of manipulates in selling this to the public. But this is what she ran on. I mean, she was the DFL endorsed candidate for Hennepin County attorney. This is after Floyd, too. Keep in mind that the Hennepin County went further left even after George Floyd and what has taken place.
Even now,
So
even still now.
yeah, so she's still in power there, and she basically ran on the fact that she was going to prosecute police officers. So then this pops up, and she, charges him, drops the charges, but in the meantime spews all of this junk that's just not supported by facts.
I want to play the clip. Can you tell me what happened first with Lundgren? I see that there's 3 police officers there in the video, and then I'll play the video and show people. Can you tell me what happened?
Yeah, so this is a traffic stop that takes place. It would have been not last summer, the summer before. Ricky Cobb, the second, is who they pull over because he doesn't have his lights on, and he will not get out of his vehicle. He has a warrant for his arrest. He's a felon. Comes out there's a gun on the back seat, etc. But they're trying to get him out of the vehicle, and he decides that he's not going to. And this goes on for quite some time. It's frustrating to watch. Why can't he just listen and get out of the car? And he then takes off, but these troopers are on both sides of him. They're basically stuck in his vehicle. So Ryan Londrigan fires his weapon at Ricky Cobb. He tragically dies, and Ryan is charged with his murder. But there are, again, this is something that comes up in training. These officers are dragged in the process. And she just talks all about, how he, didn't follow his training and he should have done this, or they should have just let this felon who had a warrant drive away, and live to see another day, she says.
Yeah, she basically says that in the show. They could have just let him go.
They should just let him go. A felon with a warrant. It's really remarkable.
So basically, that is the stance for people who don't get it. It really is. Don't prosecute. Don't bust criminals. Yeah.
And this is someone who'd been charged with rape. I mean, some pretty horrible things. He had connections to the most violent gangs in this area. But also, again, the media spins this as he's a saint. They don't talk about his, real social media photos. Ryan had a great attorney, Chris Maddle, who's also featured in this documentary, Minnesota versus We the People, that again, people can find on YouTube and watch it for free. But I also think what has taken place in Minnesota isn't exactly rare. I mean, I think that every state has had its issues since Floyd, and we just try to give a voice to these people to actually talk about it in a way that makes more sense, because I think a lot of people know that this isn't sitting right with them. They want to be safe. They want to see their cops again out and about. So we really need to expose these people, I think, for who they are, for getting us here, and then we need to roadmap things back to normalcy.
Yeah, I'm not going to play this because I only have you 2 more minutes. Later on in the movie, there's a shooting. There's a man down, Jamal. No, sorry, not Jamal. Jamal's the police officer. The police officer Jamal shows up on the scene, and there's a man down, and because there's a shooting, and this officer shows up at the shooting, and he sees a man down. So Officer Jamal runs up to this man to help him. He puts on the rubber gloves, and to his surprise, the shooter is the man on the ground and points his gun and kills the cop. The cop was running over there to help him. Mm-hmm. This guy then shoots him. Then that's like a year after the Lundgren thing, right? Or no, a few months after.
Yep. Just a few months after. And this is the Minneapolis cop. Yep.
And then that lady, Moriarty lady, crazy lady, she then drops the case on Lundgren 4 days later.
Yeah, she decides that she's not going to charge him, and the charges are dropped. But she says one has nothing to do with the other. So those are her words. But that absolutely horrific. This police officer, who is a wonderful person, murdered in the middle of the street. And what's also interesting is you have this guy in that shooting. It kills 2 people in an apartment. It's a drug deal. Gets all the way out of there, then is carjacking someone on a moped. So I'm not sure if that's considered a carjacking. Somebody sees this, a driver sees this, and runs this active shooter over. And it takes police so long to get there. I mean, it's within minutes because there are no police anymore. And it's also Jamal Mitchell responds, but by himself, because for the most part, these cops are by themselves. That never used to be the case either. There would be partners in these squad cars, and they would also get there within about 30 seconds. And my husband worked this precinct before, so this is who I hear this all from. But that's what's really so sad. Also, is the fact that this is like the wild west. You have a motorist running over an active shooter because the cops are not around anymore. And these are the details that are always left out that people really, I think, need to hear to turn this around.
Hey, was that driver charged with anything for hitting him?
So that's a good point. He was not.
Good.
But yeah, that's and who knows? I mean, but it's possible. You never know in Hennepin County. So
and they in all the other cases they report white man, black man, white man, black man. But this report they did not publish Arab shoots black man.
Yeah, and what's interesting is Mary Moriarty was a public defender at the time, and she represented the shooter in past cases. I mean, this was.
I would love to. I caught that detail. I'd love to see a whole movie on that.
Yeah, it's really, and again, now she's kind of the top. I mean, she is the top prosecutor in Hennepin County. So isn't that interesting?
Okay, last question. This one's completely ridiculous because of the political landscape. Was there any mention of nominating the Fall of Minneapolis for an Academy Award? Were you even close to getting Best Documentary of the Year by any chance?
It's funny. Mentioned? No, it's nobody has called. We did receive an award recently at a film festival. Many film festivals have said this is way too racy. They can't feature the Fall of Minneapolis. But we were at the Red Pill Film Festival out in California, and we received a Winner's Circle Award. So that's in the Red Pill Film Festival. I thank those folks. Actually, yeah, I think we're going to start looking for these made up awards where they all get together and congratulate themselves. There's plenty of them here also, but no, I just
should have won the Academy Award for that.
The Academy. Yeah.
There was a while there where I had 5 of the top 10 all-time grossing documentaries on iTunes. I've made more than 10 documentaries. You definitely should have won the Academy Award for that. I mean, well,
thanks.
Yeah, insane movie. Yeah. Okay, so Minnesota versus We the People. Thank you so much, Liz. Tell your husband thank you. If there's anything I can ever do for you, thank you. Wonderful having you on.
I appreciate it. Always good to see you. Merry Christmas. Good to see you, and hope to see you again soon.
All right. Merry Christmas. Bye. Ciao. Liz Collin. Oh, does Liz need a photographer? Dude, Alpha News is great. It's basically, I should have asked her this. God, I really screwed this up. I woke up at 7:05. My wife's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh my God." Then she's like, "Did you set your alarm?" Yeah, it is God's work. Man, Liz is awesome. Oh, can you tell my voice is all fucked up? I woke up sick or something. I woke up. It's like I'm at the end of a sickness. Yeah, she's hot too. She's hot. She's smart. She's sober. She's passionate. She's a hard worker. She's all the stuff. She got all the stuff. Cool ass husband. Sabir, she sounds like Katie, her voice. I've been trying to place it for a while now. Heidi, I'm surprised CA has the Red Pill Awards. Heidi, I saw your comment on YouTube. I don't even understand it. Are you trying to? I read it 4 times. I didn't understand it. I was like, what kind of hypocrisy is she trying to catch me in? That's weird. I just heard a trash truck. It's Thursday, right? I hope I'm getting over my sickness. I got to leave tomorrow, the house at 3:30 in the morning. Oh yeah, I wonder if I can't do a show tomorrow morning. Oh, I have no guest. Oh, actually, that's the wrong schedule. Yeah, so I looked at my phone this morning and there was no I forgot to set the alarm. Oh, I have Jack Della Maddalena tomorrow night for my hotel room in Atlanta. Hopefully I can get Tyson Bagent on too at the same time, UFC show. Jack's won his last 17 fights. No, not too many spicy margaritas. I don't really drink I don't really drink at home. I only drink when I go out. Oh my goodness. Wow. So in in 12 hours, in less than 24 hours, I'll be in Atlanta. This article came out. It's pretty funny. I guess people should be happy about it. Pit stains, are you nervous? No, I sweat in here all the time. I actually wasn't nervous because I was so well prepared. I was so excited to see her. Maybe I was anxious. Usually I get up an hour before the show and I drink coffee and I prepare for the show more. Like I prepare for the show before I go to bed, and then an hour before I wake up, drink coffee. And today I woke up at 7:05 and I was in here at 7:13. It was crazy. I probably shouldn't have showered. And I fasted yesterday. So I haven't eaten like in 36 hours except for this black coffee. So I'm kind of a wreck. I wonder if that's why my voice sounds weak. Yeah, I watched Vellner's interview on Coffee Pods and Wads. We can talk about that in a second too if you want. This is from The Conversation. CrossFit popular workout regime may decrease need for prescription drugs. May. May. This is so funny. Joseph Ramirez, I did 72 hours fast last week. Good job, dude. Great job. Oh, is Heidi fighting with someone in the comments? Let me see what's going on here. Too far back. Sevi, when you're in Atlanta, will you go to Dr. Penis? No, probably not. Fasting's gay. You're probably right. Though CrossFit is often seen as a sport for the super fit, that shouldn't put you off from trying it. CrossFit is designed to be accessible to everyone with scalable workouts suited for all ages. God, I hate that. To conduct our study, we recruited 1,200 people from the UK who did CrossFit. Participants ranged from 19 to 67. Of the 1,211 participants, 280 said they took at least one prescription drug to manage a health condition prior to starting CrossFit. Some of the most common health conditions in question included anxiety, depression, asthma, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and chronic pain. We found that 54% of the participants who had been taking prescription drug before starting CrossFit said they decreased their dosage after starting. Among this group of 151, that's the 54%, 69 reported stopping their medication entirely. I just want to be like, yeah, duh. We also found that 40% of all participants said they required fewer visits to the doctor after starting CrossFit. Of the 71 people who reported canceling or postponing surgeries, 55% said that it was because their symptoms improved, while 31% actually reported they no longer needed surgery at all. So the takeaway, CrossFit's good for you. It's like, yeah, duh. It's so crazy that there's not more articles like that. Anyway, who wrote this? I should be kind and say thank you to them. Joel Abrams, director of digital. Oh, no. Who wrote this? I don't see who wrote it. How do I not see who wrote it? Authors. Oh, Jen Wilson and Athiel Redwood Brown. A senior analyst and a senior exercise and health practitioner. Senior exercise and health practitioner. I'm a fucking senior health practitioner and exerciser. Yes, also hit the like button before you leave. Yes. Always hit the like button. When I woke up yesterday morning, I weighed 170 pounds. And when I went to bed, guess how much I weighed? I weighed 170 on the button when I woke up. And I didn't eat all day. I didn't work out yesterday either. Normally I work out when I fast. My body's just beat up. Guess how much I weighed? I bet you none of you can guess. I'll give you a hint. It's not more than 170. It's not more. No, not 167. Good guess. Fuck, I'm 170. How tall are you? Are you taller than me? Yeah, you're getting closer. Joseph Ramirez, 161. Closer. Still no one's got it. 167, no. 168, no. 166, no. Brianna, I fasted for 2 days, just broke this morning, lost 9 pounds. 164, yep. I couldn't believe it. Yeah. Oh, I'm like an inch. I'm probably, maybe I'm even shorter than 5'5" now. Who knows? I really don't want to say I'm 5'4". I think my driver's license. Where's my driver? I don't know my wallet here. I'll measure myself. I'm going to go with 5'5". Mike McCaskey, 5'6", 170 is a BMI of 27.4. Do 5'5". I've never been 5'6". Yeah, I'm a chubster for sure. I'm definitely I feel like a big dude. I can't imagine what it's like to actually be a big guy. It must be fucking crazy because I feel huge. You've never been 5'5" either. 20. So I have a 5'5". It's a 28.3 BMI. Is that? Am I morbidly obese? Is that? I don't think that's true. The BMI scale is more useless than the food pyramid. I hear your sentiment, but it can't. Really? Is it? Tubby Little Podcaster. Yeah. Maybe what if that was the name of the show? Tubby Little Podcaster. Anyway, I don't know. Oh, I should have weighed myself this morning before I drank my coffee. I wonder what I would have weighed. That was stupid. Oh, and I was planning on it, except I flew out of bed into the shower. Should I go play a commercial and go weigh myself and come back? It's kind of too late. I already drank a fucking pint of diluted Paper Street coffee. Joseph Ramirez, I was 200 plus at my heaviest. I weighed 182 once, but I was really trying to be as heavy as I could. Big Baca feels good being huge. 6'4", 235. Yeah, that's huge. Because I really do feel big. Like I walk around my house thinking like I'm fucking the Jolly Green Giant. Oh, that's good. My wife just text me and said, Liz Collins is so cool. Yeah, she is so cool. I was like, God, I hope how do you make Liz Collins wait? I keep saying Collins with an S. She never even corrected me. Oh, shit. You were 5'5" and 200? Yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Wow, Brianna, you got to 190? Please tell me you're one of those girls where the weight goes straight to your tits, please. That's got to be the worst thing for a woman. Like, because I think we all have fat cells, right? You're born with a limited number of fat cells. You don't get any more. You don't lose any, and they're distributed throughout your body. And now you have CrossFit tits, but I'm just saying, yeah, Brianna, I find that hard to believe too. I don't believe it. I know that's crazy. 190. Oh, Matt Burns, no wonder the brothers love you. Wow, Jess T put on 20 doing CrossFit. That's awesome. I wish I would have done that. Well, I guess I kind of did that. Mike McCaskey, Breeze all but. I'm a mess. Can you guys tell I'm sick? I don't even get sick. How can I be sick? I had all these clips of Walls I wanted to play her too. God, Tim Walls is such a douche. Excuse me. Andrew Hiller posted this. This is in regards to the Pat. This is in regards to the Pat Vellner interview. He wrote, the original CrossFit Athlete Council was disbanded by request of the PFAA. CrossFit recreated the Athlete Council this year also because of the PFAA. In the interview that Pat did, he basically he says with a voice of disdain, and I know I'm reading into it. I admit I'm reading into it, but it was with I believe it was with disdain. He said, I don't even know what disdain means. Let me hold on. Disdain. Feeling that someone or something is unworthy, of respect, he said with disdain, my take, CrossFit's had 3 athlete councils and none of them have lasted more than 6 months. I don't know all the details, but I do know that at one point the PFAA had expressed to CrossFit that they wish they'd get rid of their athlete council because they're already doing it and they don't need both, and it's just going to cause conflict and diminish their ability to do what they want. And so CrossFit actually got rid of it. They heeded the PFA's request, and the fun, someone wrote, fuck around and find out. And that's basically, I don't see where the comment is, but that's basically what happened. You started, so you wanted them to get rid of their council. They did. Now your council's in power. The first thing that they do is request Dave to be fired. And now CrossFit has their own council again. And to be on the athlete council for CrossFit, you have to have your level 1, and you have to know that that's not an accident, because I doubt that Fikowski or Vellner have their level 1. I would guess. So Jose Ramirez, PFAA equals fantasy. Yeah, I agree. It is funny. CAC equals legit. Yeah, that is pretty funny. What's the C stand for? Athlete Council. What's the C stand? The first C, CAC. Oh, CrossFit Athlete Council, CAC. What was mine? Mine was PFAG, Professional Fitness Athlete Group. PF Antasy. Yeah, that's good too. Someone asked me the other day what was the best year for CrossFit media. And really all the years, it was just from 2006 to 2018, it was just a mega run. They were all good. Each one just maybe a little better than the last, like reaching a crazy peak in 2018. I don't know how Fridays are going to get weird. I don't know how I'm going to do my Dexter show and CrossFit Games update shows. I got to figure all that shit out. I thought Pat was pretty pretty wishy-washy on some of his answers. He gave a great interview. He was cool. He seemed a little bitter, a little tired. He was clear in his articulation and obtuse at best in pinning him down to anything. Like I don't walk away knowing anything other than he's frustrated and that he doesn't like online events. Pat's been very consistent for 10 years in just being constantly critical. And there's definitely some entitlement there. And you know what? If I could couch it in a really nice way about Pat, I would just say Pat outgrew the sport. That would be the nicest way I could say it. He outgrew this sport. He got so it's like you know, at a job when you reach the ceiling and there's nowhere else to go. Let's say you have a paper route as a kid, and then you turn 16 and you're the guy, instead of being on a bike like an asshole throwing the papers, you're the guy who's in the truck who takes the papers to the kids. And then after that, I don't know what position's higher than that, but you're that dude's boss that sits in the building that tells people, hey, you take those papers, you take those papers, and then that's it. And so Pat's reached a level where he wants more and there isn't more. That's it. That's what happened. God, that describes it perfectly. He hit the ceiling of the ability of that job to make money, notoriety, fame, accolades. Like, he hit all the ceilings. He's done it all. There's nothing and so he's frustrated. And so that's what's happened. That's the nicest way. I mean, I could say it a lot more negatively. And so, then I guess the negative way would be to say he feels entitled. And maybe he's earned that entitlement. Fuck, I don't know. I mean, that on YouTube, there is no glass ceiling. Colton busting on Vellner on barbell spin for being tired from moving boxes was hilarious. Oh, I didn't get to see that. I did hear that Colton was on spin for the first 30 minutes, and I heard the interview is amazing. Fondal CEO, you've done it all, Pat. Now fuck off. So, can you give us context on why you're pushing a Dexter show that no one wanted or needed? So you see the way she asked the question there. She wants it. She wants it under the premise that everything I do is about. The premise is that there's no one wanted and no one needed, and that I operate from a place of supplying what people want or need. You get that? That's the premise. It's national public radio stuff. Like, everything that they start with something you might not even know what the false premise is, because it's been used so many times that you believe it. So every story about the environment starts with already that climate change is real. It's like Pat even said the other day, Greg has to admit that the temperature on the earth is rising. And there's tons of papers out there that explain why we don't have the tools to test the surface of the earth and how shoddy that science is on testing the earth's temperature. There's tons and tons of papers on it. So everyone wants to start with this false premise and then move forward from there. And 99% of the people don't know it. So those are the people you're just trapped in your head in this delusional reality, and you want other people to answer your question based on your delusion. It's a trip, right? It's crazy. Yeah, that's my premise. What's your premise? Yeah, that's your premise. Yeah, that's your premise. Um, I just wanted to spend time with Andrew on Friday nights. I'm trying to take him away from Alexis. So I know that they used to have date night on Friday nights, every Friday consistently. So I'm like, what can I do to take Andrew away from Alexis? And then I saw, oh shit, there's some weird show called Dexter that's going to be on Friday nights. And I know that Andrew's Achilles heel is movies, especially Dexter and TV shows. I can talk to Hiller about watching the show and doing a weekly Friday night show. And that way I'll have him instead of Alexis. And that is my agenda. Okay? That is my agenda. You can, Pat, you can take the temperature of the air and the Earth's surface, and you can do all of those things. It's just you'd have to look more specifically. But the takeaway that I got from this one particular article I was reading is that there's so many gazillions of fucking microclimates and changing aspects to the climate that there's no fucking way to do it. With the way that they are doing it, you have to read the article to be like, hey, the Earth is warming. Just their protocol of doing it's all fucked up. I don't remember the details, but when I read it, I was like, oh shit, that makes sense. Apparently, Pat, we can't trust the science. I was thinking about doing a whole show on Pat Vellner, but or on Woolley, like going through and showing where all their flawed logic is or where they're going back and forth, and then I just decided not to. I didn't want to do it. I don't hate those guys. Oh, I definitely don't hate Pat. I wouldn't say I hate John Woolley, but he's a wolf in sheep's clothing for sure. No, he's a sheep. He's a wolf in sheep's clothing for sure. Kash Patel, Trump's pick to lead FBI has been targeted in Iranian hack, sources say. Kash Patel was a key part of the Trump's administration's effort against the terrorist Iranian regime and will implement President Trump's policies to protect America from adversaries as the FBI director. There's something in here. There's a sentence in here I wanted to read you guys. Members of the Trump's inner circle have been targeted by foreign hackers in recent months. Last month, the FBI informed Todd Blanche, one of Trump's lead attorneys, and now is picked to be deputy attorney, that his cell phone was tapped by Chinese hackers. 3 sources familiar with the matter previously told CNN the Chinese government has denied U.S. allegations that it is behind the hack. Donald Trump Jr. has also said he was notified by the FBI that he was one of the top targets for Iran. There's a line in here that's really interesting. There's a line in here that basically says that there was some sort, I think it's this article. There was a line in there somewhere. I don't know why I can't find it. It's not like it's a long article. There's a line in there that basically that this is just a psyop, that the FBI denies actually doing the hacks themselves and blaming the Chinese and the Iranians, because I think that's what like a lot of people have been believing, that basically the FBI is doing everything in its power to fuck this dude Kash Patel up. And so when the FBI, I guess this guy's going to explain it here, but I'll tell you my version. When the FBI finds out that your shit's been hacked, supposedly what that does is that lets them start to, in order to protect you, they start to investigate you. So they basically take a comb and go through your entire fucking life, a lice comb, looking to see where possibly these hackers or bad guys are going to get you. But listen to this; it's pretty wild.
Steve, how you doing, brother?
Great to be here. Thank you for the invitation,
bro. This stuff that I'm watching with Kash Patel. Did Iran actually hack Kash Patel, or was Iran actually some of the people who used to work with James Comey and Andrew McCabe?
Let me drop some knowledge on you.
Please.
So the FBI has their rule book. It's called the DIOG, Domestic Investigations Operations Guide. And there's a portion in there. It's called Appendix G. And it basically stipulates that the FBI can open up a full counterintelligence investigation on anyone who they believe could be the target, like the victim of a recruitment scheme from a foreign actor. So that leak indicates that there's actually a full counterintelligence investigation open on Kash Patel at this time. They're doing it for his benefit, of course, but they're going to get full access to national security letters, to his banking records, all of his electronic communications, again, to protect him against that recruiting.
And the fact that that information found its way to the front page of CNN is just, I mean, they just must have great sources, really.
I mean, look, Andy McCabe over at CNN now, I'm sure he's just giving guidance back to his Rolodex of contacts within the FBI.
That's right. These people, they're just...
So these guys are speculating, and this one guy used to work for the FBI. He was a whistleblower. The guy on the right here, Steve Friend. I wonder if he's related to Brian Friend. They're basically saying that they're suggesting that the FBI made up the hacking, Chinese hacking, Iranian hacking as an excuse to protect Kash Patel, which really just gives them access to all his shit. At this point, I'm almost numb to all that stuff. I wonder what, I mean, what we have in place is so bad now. My tolerance for accepting things that before would have been deal breakers or probably doesn't matter. Did you guys see Pete Hegseth's mom went on Fox and defended him? Did you guys follow the Pete Hegseth story at all? I guess someone turned in an email that his mom wrote to him 7 years ago when he was going through a divorce and told him basically, hey, you're a piece of shit and you treat women bad. And that email leaked, and then his mom went on Fox and said, hey, I was just in a bad mood. And 2 hours after I wrote that email, I wrote him another email apologizing to him. This shit is savage. This shit is savage. I am excited. Bree needs to co-host Lawson's podcast. Fuck, that's not a bad idea. I watched Lauren Khalil's podcast yesterday. I had to watch it at 2 times speed because I was taking all these calls. People were calling me and there were people I wanted to talk to. So I would talk to someone for like 5 or 10 minutes and realize I'm not really in the conversation. I'm wanting to be one of the 5 people listening to Lauren Khalil live. And so I'm like, I'd get off the phone and then watch it at 2 times speed again. I'm trying to think if there was anything in there. If there was anything in there. The whole this is what I was going to say about Lauren's. So listen, this is what I was going to say. So first of all, she's not doing the dating app anymore. Let me bring up her Lauren. So she's not doing the dating app anymore, and she said that. So that kind of bummed me out because I was really hoping that she was going to go deeper into that. But look at this. The title of the podcast is Boob Bruises, and then something with the word snatch. I can't see. Boob bruises and snatched jaw. And so at one point, during the podcast, she basically says, "Hey, you're probably wondering about the title. It's about my boob, my under boob getting caught when I do bar muscle ups." And she looked a little embarrassed to be talking about it. Like she knew that it was a great hook, but but she didn't look comfortable talking about it, and then she just rushed over it. She basically said, "Hey, when I catch my bar muscle up low, I pinch my boob, and now I catch it high and it doesn't pinch," and the story was over. Oh, so why talk about it if she was embarrassed? Because I mean, I do that too. Sometimes, like, I think I have this great idea and I start to talk about it and I realize I'm not all in, right? Like, you're just not like, you have to just seem completely comfortable, even if you're not talking about your 10-inch fucking hog. You have to just fake it till you make it. But I was thinking, and then the piece was over and all the boob talk was over. And I was thinking, I was actually doing her skit in my head afterwards when the show was over. And I was thinking, like, Lauren needed to say, "You guys, everyone knows I have these massive jugs, these big old D's." Like, she should have really like just played up the titties at first. They're huge. I mean, they started growing when I was 12. You should have seen, I got attention, and then she should have just really laid into this, really gave like 5 or 10 minutes just to her fucking milk bags. They're crazy. They're crazy. For me, I put on a bra and I have to adjust it fucking for 10 minutes to get all the boob underneath it. So for every guy I date, the first thing he wants to do is get at my titties. I mean, she could have just like, I'm turning myself on talking about it. She should have just worked it. Basically, it was just an excuse to talk about your jugs and just get everyone just in the audience in a frenzy about the titties. And then be like, and so one of the things about having giant hammers, not only does every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry want to get at them since I've been 12, but and then go on and talk about the bar muscle up. And then she could finish it with like, and shit, man, like, she needs to wrap it up with somehow, I need to find a man who can get at these or something, like sandwiched it in there, like lots of tit talk, then just the part no one cared about your boob getting pinched on the bar, and then finish with some great tit talk. But really talk them up, personify them. I'm in a frenzy now. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, you got a little horny? Yeah, that's good. Lauren's a straight pog. I don't know what that is. I don't know what a pog is. Typical Middle Eastern men telling women how to behave. Now listen. That may be true, but you are projecting that onto me because that's the way you view the world. How about projecting this? Typical creative faggot libtard who has made one fucking successful movie and now thinks he knows how to control every narrative, like every arrogant California director that's ever been out there. How about that? How about leave my race is Middle Eastern race? How about put me under another? You could still be critical. Listen, how about this? Another cliche racist analysis. Oh, yes, I got you. You feel me? And put your old picture back up, please. Thank you. Me, in that story, I am. Pat Lang says, "Who's the faggot libtard?" That it would be me in that. You know what I mean? I'm giving you that. SOG, short ass Armenian guy. CrossFit's documentary is #1 on iTunes. I'm gonna watch that tomorrow on the airplane. I'm actually really excited. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've heard two things. Wah, it's late. Wah, it's late. Wah, it's late. That's what everyone wants to say. I don't give a fuck if it's late. I don't care. I want to get the guy on who directed it, David Check. Wah, it's late. Yeah, I don't care. Yeah. What do I care? I want to see it. It's number 1 on iTunes. Hey, that's a really good sign, by the way. That's a really good sign. None of the other fitness docs will ever reach number 1. Like, you know, like if like you did one on what's going on in Europe now, Fuckfest, or the one in the Middle East, Duckfest, Dubfest, Dubfest, whatever that one is. No one gives a shit. And I say this with peace and love. This is something that Pat said that was fucking hilarious. I'll tell you. He said, well, we'll just see how the other events do if there's a market for them, meaning other competitions. Yo, dude, there's no market for the CrossFit Games, bro. It's just the affiliates, bro. I don't think people realize how good they have it. There are podcasters out there who have 100 times the following I have, and listeners and clout, and I don't think that they make as much money as me because of the influence that you 231 people give and bring to this show. I know it sounds fucking crazy, but it's true. Like, we don't realize how fucking good we have it. Like, this community is so fucking strong and powerful, and the way it moves around, and passionate. I guess it's just the passion and the consistency. And so these athletes don't realize for such a fucking the fact that they've done they've already outdone themselves. They got more than what the market really could provide, and they still want more, and still, instead of being like, holy shit, we can't believe that, they believe their own shit. You know what I mean? They like the smell of the, I don't know what the thing is. They believe their own shit. It's not as big as people think it is. It's not even at all. Not even at all. And when you get inside the fence, you get diluted. They're delusional about how big the reach of their sport has become. The fans they have are psycho. Yeah, exactly. Yep, that says it. Heidi, I only date unavailable men. On purpose? On purpose? Should I go weigh myself and come back? You think I drop below 164? Can you gain weight at night when you sleep? From dust settling on you? Oh, there actually is an event going on right now in Dubai or something. Actually, I don't know if that's true. Maybe they're just releasing workouts. I don't know what's going on. Don't listen to me. Remember when it used to not look at even listen to this. Even I have become complacent and entitled. Like, I don't even feel like I have to talk anymore. I just sit here and be quiet sometimes, like a douche. Who the fuck does that? That's how much I take you guys for granted and expect my listeners to hang on. I'm a dancing fucking monkey every morning for you guys, but I'm such an arrogant dancing monkey that every once in a while I stop throwing shit and just like chill. That's what I mean. The whole place is just a bunch of intel. Oh my God. I will tell you this. This is crazy. This is from Lauren's podcast yesterday. She said that Tommy and Sean are the two most humble people she knows. I don't know if I'm going to do this bit. What was I going to tell you yesterday? Oh, I'll fucking tell you, Heidi. You ready, Heidi? You ready? You know what I've been doing at night that I didn't want to tell you guys yesterday? You ready? God, this one's tough to say. I've been playing video games. I've been playing tennis on the Switch, on the 90-inch TV. And they have these little tiny remotes. They're like this. It's weird. Like you can break, it's not like you can break the remote in half and it can be two remotes. I don't know what's happened to video games. And then we have this, I bought this game for them on Amazon. It has like 20 sports games in it. And so it's like, they're all shitty. You know what I mean? Shitty graphics and shitty, but you get to hold the controller and swing. You swing like this and you hit. And I'm fucking addicted to it. My kids are like, can we play poker instead? I'm like, no, I want to play tennis. Like they want to sit down and play like live poker. I'm like, no, someone play tennis with me. So I team up with one of the boys and then we play the other two boys. And I've been playing video games. I've played video games probably like, I don't even want to. Okay, I'm gonna say 8 days. Let's call in a row. I'm gonna call my wife and ask her if that's like my wife's probably gonna be like 25 days. I wonder how many, like if we're even close. Let's see what she says. It's fucking embarrassing, and I'm really enjoying myself.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, how many days in a row do you think I've played video games?
With the kids?
Yeah. No, by myself when you go to Pilates instead of watching porn. Yeah, with the fucking kids. I mean, yes, dear.
Well,
yes,
I
with the
don't know what
kids.
you do. How many days in a row? How long have we had it?
Listen, video games are like sex. I never play by myself.
No. You sure?
Listen, don't ruin my bit. How many days in a row? I told the audience how many days in a row I think I've played, but I know I could be wrong. How many days do you think?
You embellish?
Or no, I think I undersold it because I was embarrassed. I think I'm so embarrassed that I play video games.
Oh. You don't play video games.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Perfect. Thank you. How many days in a row do you think? Ask Avi how many days.
10?
In a row. Yeah. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. I said 8. Ask Avi how many he thinks I played in a row.
Well, Avi's like you. He embellishes too.
Oh, good.
Hold on. Avi, how many days in a row has Heidi played video games with you, do you think? He said once.
How many?
Ari, what do you think? Yeah. Ari said 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 10's about right.
I said 10 too.
Okay, I said 8. All right, I'll take it. All right, thank you.
It's probably 20. All right.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Anyway, I really like it. I don't see myself quitting anytime soon. Live streaming your video games would actually be entertaining. We don't play I don't even know if you. Does it have to be a special video game to stream? I'm telling you, this game is so. There's nothing to this game. I mean, it would have been. It's so basic. Just the cool thing is that you can move. You swing. You know what I mean? You do the shit. Stream any game over here, Sevi. Oh, look at Dick Butter over on Twitch. Crazy. So that's what it is. That's it. Now you know. I'm an open book. You guys want to talk about Taylor Self just going to war with OPEX and Brute. Pete Benoit. Sevon, have you heard of Rock's OPT? I thought it was a Fitz thing, but no, High Rocks guys set it up. Rocks? Oh no, I don't know what that is. Listen, I want to put the High Rocks thing to rest and just give you guys the definitive SEMA. Listen, SEMA, this is the definitive Middle Eastern man knows everything talk. And I know you guys know this already, so it's whatever. High Rocks is just CrossFit. There was a time when everyone did Fran. It was like 3 years. And like there was just Fran talk everywhere. What's the world record on Fran? What's the world record on Fran? Maybe it was 2 years. It was like 2009 and 10. That's all High Rocks is. Oh yeah, we know. Okay. Because all these people are like, what's better, High Rocks or CrossFit? What's going to be bigger? What's going to be all? It's like, dude, shut the fuck up, dude. They took fucking Murph and now do it every fucking weekend around the world and sell tickets to it and organize it. Like it's just it's just one CrossFit workout. It's like you went to the gym one day and it's like the workout you do on Thanksgiving or something when you're your affiliate owner over programmed. You know what I mean? It's like the turkey trot 3000 and you're like, holy fuck, this thing's crazy. That's all it is. Yeah, High Rocks is great. Perfect. Fine. Yeah. It can be great. It can be dumb, but it's just CrossFit spelt backwards. That's all it is. It is. And so just so you know, like, I think everyone who does High Rocks is a CrossFitter except for like, Hunter. So the thing is like, it's a joke. No one in their right mind thinks that High Rocks and CrossFit are in competition or that one's better than the other. Like High Rocks is just one CrossFit workout. That's it. It's like saying it's this. I don't know. I can't think of a metaphor. Does anyone have one for me? It's just Heidi Kroom. Wrong. Most High Rocksers are runners. No, not true. Not true at all. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. They're all CrossFitters. They're all nine. Even Hunter's a CrossFitter. He just is in like full blown denial. They may have been runners, but now they're CrossFitters. Yeah, it's lame in the sense that there's only so many times you're going to do Fran, and maybe it's obviously more robust than Fran as the workout that they've picked, but like just don't get it confused. Like I see these people High Rocks versus CrossFit. It's like, dude, shut up. That is CrossFit. It's just one CrossFit workout. That's all it is. And I'm sure no matter what anyone tells me, whatever the founder of it or whatever, like he was inspired by CrossFit. He's like, I'm going to make this crazy CrossFit workout and I'm going to have people compete in it regularly and build something around it. I don't think CF hates on CrossFit. That's the thing. Well, I think that we all know it's just a joke. It's just a joke when we hate on it. It's just funny. Like there's no real like it's just a joke. It's just funny. It's not. But it's just a joke. It's just funny. It's just like making fun of the guy who only lifts heavy at your gym or the guy who only does Metcons at your gym. It's kind of like just making fun of him. You still know it's cool. It's like me and the assault bike. I do High Rocks. Yeah, High Rocks is generic CF. It's lazy CF. It's just like one workout over and over and over and over. It's like you're addicted to testing your baseline, right? You just want to you're just addicted to your baseline. You need this metric to keep improving at something. Okay, where was I? This one's good. Canada versus the US. Here we go.
It's the possibility of being attacked in your home. Leave your fobs at your front door.
If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday, And if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
So this Canadian cop is saying, hey, leave your car keys by your front door so when someone breaks into your house, they can just steal your car without hurting you.
Prevent the possibility of being attacked in your home. Leave your fobs at your front door.
If somebody's breaking in your house, you're more than welcome to shoot them in Santa Rosa County. We prefer that you do, actually. We have a gun safety class we put on every other Saturday. And if you take that, you'll shoot a lot better, and hopefully you'll save the taxpayers money.
Hi, I'm from Canada. I'm a grown man. Every day before I go to work, I take a big handful of KY jelly and I rub it all on my buttocks and on my anus, and I lube that thing up just in case someone tries to butt fuck me, because I ain't gonna fight it. I'm gonna just lube up every day before I go to work, just in case on the subway someone butt fucks me. I'm Canadian. I ain't stopping him. That's Canada. Anyone can fuck my wife. I'm in a throuple. Crazy. Absolutely fucking nuts living there. That sounds like my neighbor. That's the most Southern Canadian I've ever heard. Thank you. I was going for a Southern Canadian. Can you imagine lubing your butt up every day just in case you get ass raped? Because it's the safest way to do it. Who knows? What if you get butt fucked? You better lube that thing up before you go out. I'm Canadian. That's Canadian safety plan for rapists. Hey, women in Canada, you should all be on the pill. Well, how come I'm not having sex? Well, just in case you get raped, you can sit back and enjoy it. I'm Justin Trudeau. It's fucking nuts. No one does that, dude. Listen, I really want to agree with you. And the premise of this bit was to just show how retarded they are by doing a gross exaggeration of their behavior. But each time I said it, I started thinking, you know what? There's probably dudes that do that in Canada. I wish you could have Vellner on just so you can ask him to show you his outdoor fob hooks. He would say it so calmly. He would be like, I'd be like, Pat, do you leave your key at the front door like they tell Canadians to do in case you get robbed? He's like, yeah, of course I do. The safety of my family comes first. It's not a big deal. I have insurance. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. You're so one-sided. Everything doesn't need to be so aggressive. Fire Dave. Jesus, that's Ken Walters says, I hope we get to work out one day. And Fergie says, I don't scale, Ken. Jesus criminy. That's the meanest thing I ever heard. Damn. So you can show. That's a great line. Can I work out with you? I don't scale. Does Canada really have a home break-in problem, or was that just a major overreaction to a video to nothing? Pat, the premise of this piece, I apologize, I wasn't more clear, had nothing to do with home break-ins being a problem or not a problem in Canada. Zero. Nothing to do with that at all. It had to do with the mindset of being just a complete fucking bitch and letting people fucking walk all over you. That was the point of the piece. The number of break-ins in Canada is irrelevant to my story. No worries, no worries. I'm here to calmly, in my Pat Vellner voice, just bring along. And you know what? Maybe I didn't explain it well. Maybe. Leave your key fob at the door. How about do both? How about leave your key fob, super glue your key fob by the front door so when he grabs it and starts pulling on it, you hear it and then you have time to blast his ass. I don't know how this shit's gonna work. I need to have Dale Saran on the show and ask him about this. I have no idea how the fuck is this gonna work. I really like this lady, Huckabee. What's her name? Something Huckabee. I think her dad was the governor also of Arkansas. Wasn't this lady the press secretary for Donald Trump? This Huckabee chick? This chick is fucking smart. Sarah Huckabee. Yeah, her dad, Mike Huckabee, Tom Huckabee, Carl Huckabee. Her dad has these DVDs. There's like 160 of them or something. And they tell you the history of the United States for kids. They're kind of cheesy, but I got them on eBay, all 160 of them for like $160 or something, $1 a piece. And when my kids are being bad, I make them watch them. Yeah, Mike Huckabee. Yeah. Anyway, and now so his daughter, she's a G. She's the governor of Arkansas. She doesn't like China having land in Arkansas.
I'm announcing that Syngenta, a Chinese state-owned agrochemical company, must give up its land holdings in Arkansas. Syngenta owns 160 acres in northeast Arkansas, which it uses primarily for seed research. The company that owns Syngenta, Chem China, is also on the Department of Defense's list of Chinese military companies posing a clear threat to our state. Seeds are technology. Chinese state-owned corporations filter that technology back to their homeland, stealing American research and telling our enemies how to target American farms. That is a clear threat to our national security and to our great farmers. I'm announcing that.
Does that mean there's 43 people listening on Twitter? I didn't think anyone watched this show on Twitter. We just stream it there so it's backed up. This is crazy, right? By the way, no one say to me, don't fill my DMs and be like, what were those DVDs you have your kids watch on U.S. history that Mike Huckabee made? No, you Google it. Don't ask me. If you want to buy those for your kids, just put in Mike Huckabee DVD kids series. Get those fuckers yourself. Start DMing me, asking me, what was the name of that book again? Oh, fuck you. I don't know. Can she do that? Can she kick them out? Can you just kick someone out because they're Chinese? Yeah, I tweet now, Mike McCaskey. I tweet. I just started tweeting. I'm a tweeter. You stream to X? Uh-huh, I do. I'm a straight tweeter. Bye-bye, China. National security, under that premise, for national security, you can do shit like that. Be like, you can't own land here. You can't make fertilizer here anymore. Yeah, I'm starting to really like X. I can't believe it's taken me so long to get to Twitter. It's cool. For all my foreign friends, don't worry, Trump is here.
Currently, mass migration has enriched Western European cities.
I grew up in Manchester, a city enriched by immigrants.
Like in Milan, 65% of all crime nationals. Like in Paris, foreign migrants were behind 77% of solved rapes on the streets of Paris in 2023. Like in Austria, migrants made up close to half of all known suspects in sex crime cases. Like in Germany, migrants commit 58.5% of all violent crimes. Apparently, the real source of the problem
is the perception that we don't have control of immigration.
It's just all in your head. Like in Switzerland, 67% of people in prison last year were foreign migrants. Anyway, do illegal migrants even exist in the first place?
So do you know how many illegal migrants we have in the country at the moment?
What does the phrase illegal migrants mean? That's a phrase that is used by some, but that's not a phrase in law. Anybody has a right to come here.
Now, if that doesn't make you feel enriched, nothing will. Apparently, mass migration has
Holy fuck. It's worse than Europe than I thought. I should have known whatever happened because they have a lower T count overall. I should have known that it's fucking worse over there. Europe's migrants are far worse than our migrants. It's not even the migrants I'm worried about. It's the fucking illegal migrants. Mike Sandone, Islam. They've been doing it in Europe for over a decade now. Yeah. I remember the first time I went to Paris, and then I went there 10 years later, and it was a completely different person there. I went there, and I saw a lot of blonde-haired people, and then I went 10 years later, and there were no blonde-haired people near the Arc de Triomphe, and I was like, "Oh shit, something's happened here." It's like going to a jiu-jitsu tournament, but instead of Brazilians, it's Muslims. Man, Europe, holy shit. What are they going to do? And when I mean Europe, I mean everywhere except Poland. Poland's got their shit tight. So tight. No, let's talk about Taylor. Let me show this, and then let's talk about Taylor, and then I'll go. I need to eat and do vitamin C, and I got shit I got to do.
AI the same way they cracked down on social media. The AI thing was very alarming. We had meetings this spring that were the most alarming meetings I've ever been in, where they were taking us through their plans, and it was
like what kind of? Can you talk about it?
Basically, just full government control, like this sort of thing. There will be a small number of large companies that will be completely regulated and controlled by the government. They told us. They just said don't even start startups. Like don't even bother.
Wow.
Yeah, they said this is already over. It's going to be 2 or 3 companies, and we're gonna control them, and that's that. Like this is already finished.
Oh my God! No, when you leave a meeting like that, what do?
You go endorse Donald Trump.
Oh my God. And I certainly.
How do you, so someone play the libtard for me. How do you see that and not be like, okay, I get it. I'll do 4 years with Trump. How do you not be like, holy shit, the government's going to try to fucking control AI. And they're not going to let anyone else enter the space. Holy shit. That means all of the information we get and all the brainwashing will be controlled by one fucking entity. Isn't that enough? Aren't you like, okay, fine, I'll vote for him just for 4 years. David, you're gonna be the guy that like, you're going to be the guy that just nitpicks every little thing he does. And I get it. And I appreciate having you here. And you're going to be a good test for me just to be like, I understand. David, let me propose this to you, Mr. Weed. He's in a meeting with Trudeau. I want you to listen to this seriously. Okay, ready, David? And I want you to rate your appreciation for this. The leader of Canada comes down to visit him in Florida at his Mar-a-Lago residence. He's not even president yet. And he says, Mr. Trump, these tariffs are going to fuck our country. And Trump responds to him like, hey, dude, you better get your shit tightened up because we're already in the negative 100 billion a year on you because of the fucking inequities in our fucking trade deals and the tariffs and shit. So that's not my problem. I'm tariffing your ass. And Trudeau says, well, we got to figure something out because that if we lose that 100 billion, it's going to fuck the people of Canada. And Trump says, we could always annex you and make you the 51st state. If you, David Weed, as the man I think you are, don't give that a 10 out of 10 for just fucking hardcore gangster shit to say at a dinner table to some fucking leader. Fine. I don't even care if it's real or not. Let's say I made up the whole story. I don't even care. You in there. Okay, let's say it's not real. Let's say he didn't say that to Trudeau. Did that in fact happen? I don't know. I'll give it to you guys that it didn't happen. But let's say it did happen. Joel, that happened. Yeah, let's not fight with them on that yet. Hold on. We'll ass pound them in a second. How do you think that did you like that, David? On a 1 out of 10, what would you rate that for Trump? Tell me. I'd give it a fucking 10, especially to that fucking cuck Trudeau. There's no formalities. There's no PC. It's just a fucking like, no, I think David's struggling now. I think he knows it's a 10 also. It's David Weed, dude. Yeah, David Weed. Sorry, David Weed. Yeah. Yeah, from 1 to 10, it's 100. David, put down your penis and type in a number. I demand. David.
David, this is God. I swear to God, I'll come over there and ass pound you in Portugal if you don't put a number. Rate the fucking score based on Trump's interaction with Trudeau now.
Yes, if it was real, a 10. Okay. All right. But it ain't real. Okay. All right. There we go. Even David's afraid of God. A 10 from David. Yeah. I mean, it's no, do not call in, David. Call in. I hate it when you guys say call in. I don't want to fucking talk to anyone. Don't call in. Dude, how about who were we going to talk about? Oh, Taylor. Okay, let's go over to Taylor's Instagram. What a crazy fucking just I was talking to him on the phone yesterday. And I was just explaining that like I have to show you something else first. You guys aren't gonna. This is gonna really piss some of you off. David's probably gonna call me a faggot. Shit, don't let me lose track of where I was. We're gonna talk about Taylor in a second. I have to show you this first. I've been sending all of this shit to Pedro. You guys know Pedro lives in Ireland is just straight libtard cuck world, right? And they're getting destroyed right now. Their shit is just fucking unraveling. They've just bent over and grabbed their ankles. They have more immigration in the last 3 years than they've had like in the previous 20 or some fucking bizarre stat like that. And their shit's getting just bent over. Their shit's unraveling. And they're an inbred country of just fucking little fucking people whose eyes are too close to each other that talk funny that no one can understand. And so I've been sending just tons of clips like this over to Pedro. I think Pedro already got red pilled though.
Who groomed and sexually abused a teenage girl, leaving her with painful and grave trauma, has been jailed for 8.5 years. Amirul Arif bin Mod Yunus, 38, pleaded guilty to 6 counts of engaging in a sexual act with a child under 17, 1 count of sexual exploitation of a child, and 1 of meeting a child for the purpose of sexual exploitation. She was 15 when most of the incidents occurred between May and June 2023. She said, "The man took something from me that will never return." The judge said Yunus had breached the trusted the girl who was groomed by him and then abused? Are we just going to accept a country, a society where this is normal? I'm reading this a day after we heard that a foreign migrant slit an 8-year-old girl's throat, killing her because of her social media use. And this is all happening in Ireland, once one of the safest countries in the world.
Trote. Can you imagine being my friend? I text with and that's the shit I send you. Like, you're hoping like your day's all good and shit. You're cruising around. You find out your dog doesn't have cancer. He just has a fucking lump. I'm leaving and Ari and Joseph. I'm leaving Joseph and Ari. I'm leaving and Joseph and Ari have colds. Oh shit. Your mom is on her way. I'm leaving at 9. Avi has piano at 11:30. Oh, okay, that's good. Oh, my wife said good job with Liz. Thank you. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna get to Taylor. There's something I just want to show you. It's like really important. I showed it to you yesterday, but I want to emphasize this again. Where is it? There's so much Emma Lawson shit in this thread. I can't wait for her podcast. It's gonna be great. Okay, I showed you this yesterday. So you have to remember this. If you really want to pigeonhole me, Seema, it's not that I'm a Middle Eastern man or whatever you called me. This is because this is my fucking life. Like, this is that, and my life is like this nonstop throughout the day. This is the land I live in. So that's I mean, shit. I mean, you guys see it. The boys just roll in here and so my perspective is just like, yeah, there's nothing like it. Dude, why'd you make us cry? I know it's crazy, right? If you have kids, dude, and they're like, if you have kids who love you, like, your perspective is all fucked up. Like, your threshold, the same way Dexter has a threshold for killing people, I have that threshold on the internet of just like crazy shit. Like, nothing can, like, how can anything faze me? I can just walk in the house and 3 dudes will jump on me and tell me they love me. It's like, fuck. They're not even hairy dudes. Nothing like it. Yeah, it's crazy, right? You've never seen me hug them. Dude, I am the most fucking, I love on those boys so fucking hard. When the boys go to bed, I check in on them and rub their back while they're asleep like 3 times a fucking night. Whisper in their ear, I love you, Joseph. I love you, Ari. I love you, Avi. Make myself cry just saying it. It's crazy. Yeah, I hug them and I stroke their thighs and back muscles. I cupped the boys the other day. It was so, I mean, I cup them regularly, but it's so fun. Get to feel all their little muscles on their back and feel how they're developing on their spine, feel their shoulders. I talk about all their body parts to them. Tell them make sure they pull back their foreskin regularly. All that shit. It's crazy. I do. I massage their hamstrings. I do all that shit every day. It's nuts. When they're if they're showering, I always go in there and I wash the bottom of their feet and I always get the spot in between their toes. I don't want any fucking fungus and itchy feet. I don't want them to have the shit that I got. I read to my 7-year-old every night. My stepson is 18. I'm so fucking proud of him. Yeah, isn't that crazy? I was actually thinking the other day, this is going to fucking be kind of hard to say, but you know, Taylor's dad is dead. And I was thinking the other day, God, if his dad was alive, his dad would be so fucking proud of him. Fuck, I told myself I'd never cry on air again. How fucking proud would you be if Taylor was your son? Fucking crazy. And so that's the perspective. So like he's fighting with Elle and he's fighting with all these people, but that's not the lens. I don't even look at it like that. Like I don't even care what he says. I'm just like okay, no more of that talk. Fuck. Okay, one more. Nope, can't read that. I might have to do a commercial. I'm fucking coming apart. I might need to eat a sandwich or something. Hey.
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 I'm trying to get you off. I'm trying to get you off the tears.
Okay, hold on one second. I got to reconnect your phone. You're popping. I'm a grown-ass man. A woman can't console me. Even though I feel better already that you called. Hello?
We can talk about cabinets. There you go. There you go, Savon.
Oh, man.
See, I'm here for you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a safe trip to Georgia.
Oh, is that where Atlanta is?
That's where you're going.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it'll be
Oh
cool.
my
It
God.
sucks because I got to wake up at 3:30 in the morning, and I'm too old to wake up that early. I actually probably have to wake up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I also wanted to encourage you to definitely take that trip to Vegas with the boys.
Oh, I know. Wouldn't that be cool?
I took my kids when they were about that age. We had a blast. There's just so much to do.
Yeah, that's cool.
Did the roller coasters, did the Hoover Dam, did the Grand Canyon. It's all within reach.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, I need to do that.
So I meant to tell you, definitely book that trip. You'll not regret it.
Yeah, and it'll blow them away. They've seen so little, it'll just blow them away.
The Grand Canyon is just incredible.
All right.
So is the Hoover Dam. But
Thank you for the call.
you're welcome, Savon. All right. We'll talk to you later.
All right, love you. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
All right. Shannon Medeiros, good morning. Speaking of great sons, great kids. The hardest part is you raise the ones you can't live without to learn to live without you. Love my kids who are all amazing adults. Oh, yeah. I don't even know how that's going to happen. I don't even know how that's going to happen. Maybe I'll just keep that clip there. And for those of you who don't have kids, that's the way your parents feel about you. It's just crazy. Okay, Taylor, let's go. Yep. Here we go. Okay. Sentinel Scholarship. That's kind of cool. So let me go back to that. That's actually really cool. My Pride and Joy CrossFit Level 1 certificate. So Sentinel's giving away a Level 1. That's the thing. Isn't it just crazy? There's probably, think about that. There's probably people that's what the part that like his life has been so intense and so rich, and he has such a broad landscape in his brain that he has access to and places he can go that he's not afraid to go because just he's just been through it, right? So Taylor is the expression of a human being who just wants to stay free. He doesn't want to play politics. He doesn't want to play any dumb games. He just wants to be free. And because of that, he'll just explode. Like if he feels any bars or cages or restrictions on him or in the space, he just explodes on it. He doesn't feel comfortable almost having a thought that he's not comfortable expressing, so he expresses it. He just blurts it out. Doesn't want to hold anything in. And in that way, like I like, I'm not suggesting that like Matt O'Keefe or L or these people that, you know, who take a regular ass poundings from him shouldn't be like offended. Like, I don't want people talking shit about me on the internet too. But also it's like, you have to put it in context of what you have going on in your life and what you're offended by and not offended by. And this is what I was going to say. Lauren said that she sees Tommy and Shawnee as the two most humble people with no ego in the space. And it's like, hey, it doesn't matter what anyone presents on the outside or blah, blah, blah. If you're getting offended by anything, that's your ego. That's all that is. And I'm not even saying that ego isn't a bad thing. I'm not even saying being offended is a bad thing. All I'm saying is that if you get offended, that's your fucking ego. You're protecting something. They've touched on some delusion that you keep about the realities of this world, and they hit it. They said something, and it was an arrow that went into your psyche and hit some thought you had, and you couldn't let it go because you stand by that thought. And that's your ego. That's your fucking delusional self. And I find it very hard to believe. When I think of Tommy and Shawnee, and maybe I have them totally mischaracterized, I think them of as people who are very easily offended. And they can't go anywhere they want in their brain. They have like what's politically correct, what's safe, what's not safe, what hurts people. They have this whole landscape that you have to navigate inside their heads of what's okay and not okay. Being professional, politically correct. Won't say the N-word. It's like that's all that is that's just all ego. Yeah, he loves you too, Pat. You guys are perfect for each other. You guys must have some crazy DMs. Fuck you must be said so many times in your DMs. He loves fighting with you. He thinks you're great. You scratch a great itch for him. Okay, here we go. So basically the way I understand it is Taylor has been accusing OPEX and L of using other people's workouts and AI without being honest about it. I don't think he has a problem with them using it. Like if like I even thought after hearing them fight back and forth, I thought, what a great program. What if you sold a program online and all you did was subscribe to everyone's programs and cherry pick their shit and curated them? So what if you subscribe to Sentinel, Proven, Mayhem, the Matt Fraser one, Misfits, Training Think Tank, all the ones out there? What if you subscribe to all of them? HillerFit, yeah. What did HillerFit? And then you just, and every day you just pick the work, you just cherry pick them. And you gave credit to them. It's probably I think it's a good idea. Just pick the best ones for that day and share them. And and so it would be kind of like I don't use Spotify, but aren't there playlists? Like, can't you go on there and be like, hey, this is Barry McCockner. This is what Barry McCockner works out to. Like, Barry can make a playlist on there, and then everyone can listen to his playlist. Can't you do that? Pool Boy sounds expensive and retarded. Mike McCaskey, you just described 99% of the internet content. Yeah, I guess it's like, yeah, I guess that's what this show is. I just cherry pick other people's content. It's a good point. Anyway, so I think what the part that I think Taylor was ass pounding Coach L because he was accusing Coach L of taking other people's workouts without giving them credit. Anyway, he's giving away his level 1, which is just amazing. Which shows that the libtards can't understand this because they don't follow a truth. They just want to win. So this makes them scratch their head. Like the libtards at HQ, some of them, or probably the libtards in the community. They're like, wait, I thought he hated CrossFit. No, he's just honest and free. He fucking loves the level 1. He thinks it's the greatest thing fucking ever, so he's giving one away because he knows it's a fucking great gift to give to another human being. Pat Lang, this show is not a cherry picker. You're extremely original, mostly because you're the only one who has the balls to go after anyone else. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Sporty Beth has the best tits in the space. Okay. Some Biden regime shit. Chilling video shows gunman. Oh yeah, that was kind of crazy. Want your head to explode, Trump. Oh, all the L stuff. Maybe all the L stuff's gone. But basically, that's what happened. So basically, okay, I'll go back to it. Here we go. It looks like it's still up here. It's kind of cool that his entire story has like a whole drama unfold.
That sucked ass. Okay. Just look at the camera. Now try to do it without staring at the computer. Yeah. Oh, we get one more good one. I love it.
Jesus Christ, Bryson's eyes are close together. You could poke him in the eye. You could poke him in both eyes with one finger. You know, like in the Three Stooges, you had to do this. You could poke Bryson in both eyes with one finger.
Where should I be looking when you're reading?
Okay. So, here he talks about letting AI write your workouts for you is insane. And then OPEX responds, no, they didn't respond yet. Expert used AI for programming all of his clients' workouts. Taylor's basically saying he doesn't fucking like that. That's fucking stupid. He wants in-person training. And then he says, this is what you're paying Coach L for. He's the CEO of Brute. I thought Torres was the CEO of Brute. But basically, you're paying them to steal workouts from Brandon Luckett. Someone wrote, hey, I just took part in the Brute mentorship run by L, and Coach RX is their holy grail, and it felt like they refused the acknowledge and functionality of any of the other platform. While the AI feature was not discussed, this wouldn't surprise me. Meaning they're using AI, I guess, to scale workouts or something. Taylor saying that you can't one-on-one programming doesn't mean scaling other people's workouts. And then OPEX wrote to him, to Taylor, every industry will use AI tools to enhance experience, create efficiency, and improve customer service, or you will be outworked by those who do. Isn't it interesting? They say it improves everything except product. And that's the only thing Taylor's concerned about is product. Every industry will use AI tools, so that's a justification. Like, so what if every industry uses it? That doesn't mean you have to use it. That's just some sort of retarded logic. To enhance experience, I don't think Taylor would be opposed to it enhancing experience. I don't think he'd be opposed to it creating efficiency and improve customer experience. He said experience twice. That's not even what Taylor's talking about. He's talking about giving people credit and then offering quality product. That it's kind of weird. OPEX, it's kind of sad that they kind of outed themselves there. That's the thing going against what Greg says, right? Chase excellence and the money will come. It's like, no, they're chasing the money with that. And I'm not saying that there's not a place for AI. Fuck, what do I know? But they're totally missing the point. Taylor's hyper focused on giving on a quality product.
So now OPEX is claiming that I need to do more research before I make assumptions. So I did research about Coach RX, and the first thing it has is streamline your business and scale your programming with RX Bots, AI assistant. And I said, hey, bro, one-to-one coaching and scaling don't go together. You don't scale custom programming. You can't. And then the response was, if you don't use AI, you'll be outworked and outperformed by every company who does. And I laughed because they just gave me the ultimate job security. Because I know me, I like working with people who are honest, who are genuine, who work hard, but who I can talk to and who I can learn from and who I can support. And I don't want to work for a fucking robot or be coached by one for that matter.
No teleprompter. Just straight from the heart. Brandon and the Imam Company wrote a great workout, and I gave Rafa and told him where it came from. This is L basically telling Taylor, like, hey, fuck you, dude. I told Rafa where the workout came from. I challenged Taylor Self to a program competition. Loser shuts the fuck up forever. So the point that Taylor was making is that you may have told Rafa, but you didn't tell the world.
I challenged Taylor to a programming competition. Loser shuts the fuck up forever. One, you're never going to get me to shut the fuck up. Two, what's the challenge? Buying as many other people's programs as possible and copy and pasting as many as I can in a day? You win, buddy.
He asked him what the programming challenge, and L responds, can't accuse me and then come ask me for questions after. Competition is whatever you want it to be. If the horrible coach that just steals workouts, surely I'll lose. Meaning like, hey, you go ahead and decide what you want the competition to be. You're the one accusing me of things that aren't true. Although what's interesting is he still hasn't said it's not true, which is a trip to me. You're telling, and then Taylor responds, you telling me you challenged me to a programming competition, then getting worked up when I ask you what the competition is. Are you okay? This is exactly the issue. I never claimed I was a better programmer than you. I claimed that you take other people's workouts and copy and paste and call it custom and then charge $375 a month. And then he shows that this AI software, this is fucking ridiculous. This AI software says, while our prompt database is awesome for supercharging your chat GPT game, RxBot is like having a mini you that's trained specifically in ass things. Trained specifically in ass things? What are ass things? That must be Canadian. Lube in your butt. So I was right. They do lube their butts. Ass things. So proves his point. They don't even proofread their shit. L goes on to say that's not how much it costs, and then he says, Taylor says, "Oh, really? So the person who paid you $375 was lying?" L says, "Yes, they were." And then Taylor responds, "No, they were not. You were a liar." And then L says, "Laugh out loud, okay, dude." And then Taylor says, "It's not okay. That's why you're on blast. You can't even define a programming competition. You just throw a fit when I ask you what the challenge is." And I asked Taylor, I said, "Hey, why are you?" Well, I'll get to that in a second. So then L tries to call Taylor on FaceTime on Instagram, and Taylor says that'll be $375 for face-to-face chat. And L laughs, and then he says, "But if you sign up for Sentinel in the month of December, you get a free 30-minute meeting with me and Bryson."
I'm just working on this programming competition against Coach L.
And the program he writes, his first workout for the programming competition is workout for time, bounce on my dick 50 times. That's crazy. Oh, shit. Oh, hey, I guarantee you he got in trouble from his.
I win, bro.
I know his wife yelled at him for that.
Yo, VIP.
So that's that. That's that situation. And Coach L makes a living doing that. Has a lot of clients, a lot of prestigious clients. So he probably, doesn't like being attacked. He probably doesn't like his, credibility being attacked. And I spoke to Taylor briefly yesterday. We were talking about Kill Taylor, and I said, "Hey, dude, just realize that most people just can't go as hard as you, and they're going to get butt chafed way easier than you do." And he said, "Hey, dude, it's basically we have to call each other out, and people have to call each other out in this space to keep it clean. It has to have respect and integrity. I think that was the word he used, integrity. And when you're stealing people's workouts and not giving them credit, that's not integrity." I assume I didn't. I want to ask Taylor if he spoke to Brandon Luckett. It would be interesting to hear what Brandon Luckett has to say. Pool boy Barry, when Rafa posted on his story, evidently that it was when Coach L told him it was from Brandon, so he didn't tell Rafa until Rafa already posted his story and tagged L. Underdogs charges $500 a month. I mean, dude, do you really think $500 a month is too expensive to have fucking Kotler as your coach? I mean, that seems extremely reasonable to me. Like beyond reasonable. Like I don't know how Kotler's making any money. I looked at Serena Williams' coach. It's fucking crazy how much he charges. That's too much. Are you out of your fucking... Well, maybe it's too much for you or too much for me. Oh, you guys are fucking nuts. He isn't special. You're out of your fucking mind, dude. You wouldn't pay, you're out of your mind. I want to say Serena Williams' coach charges over $5,000 an hour. Is $500 a weekend of photos too much at Wadapalooza? No. $500 for photos is like is like 2 hours work and I ain't editing shit. Here's the disc. I don't know how the fuck is he supposed to make money if Kotler doesn't charge $500 I mean I think he should charge $500 a week minimum. Dude. And there you go. That takes us back to the Pat Vellner space. Maybe the space can't handle that, right? The quality of coaching has surpassed, or what the coaches can provide has hit a glass ceiling relative to the amount of money they can charge and be professional. And by professional, I don't mean professional like, hi, I'm a professional athlete. I mean professional like be able to fuck your wife without a condom, buy a car and a house, and raise them. Yeah. And here you go. Exact. Pat Lang, I agree. Tennis players make millions. CrossFitters make nothing. Hard to justify paying that much unless you're a contender for podium. 100%. I don't think that means he's not worth that much. But you know, the two may seem like contradictory, but they're not to me. Hello, Mikey. Hi. If you see someone with a lizard man as their profile pic, is that mean they're a conspiracy theorist? That's what I think. They're like telling you, like, I believe that there's lizard people here. I think if I had to pick a coach in the space, off the top of my head, I think I would pick Kotler. I'm trying to think. I think it could get pretty fucking real in there. I couldn't be. There's other camps. There's people I like. I don't want to say their names, but there's other camps for sure where I don't think it's very real. Great camps that have turned out great athletes. But I'd have to be able to go crazy. Carrie, hi. Huge Liz Collin fan in Minnesota. No fear, baby. Yeah, she's bad to the bone. She is bad to the bone. She's something else. Torres would be interesting. I think Torres is too much person for me. Like Kotler isn't. Like Kotler's already like dead and gone because he has kids and a wife, and like it could be all about me. I think with Torres there's like some about him. I'm guessing. I don't know him. I mean, I really like the guy. It'd be great to go to a party with him and watch him just fucking pick hot chicks off. Heidi'd pick Shane Orr. Yeah, I could see Shane Orr being great too. Probably Shane Orr's like huge chunk of him is dead too. I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I just mean that I don't want anyone who's into themselves. And I think Kotler just focuses in on his athletes. And if you can handle that fucking pressure, I think he just fucks you up. Like he's in there with you. And so you feel crazy responsible for making sure he's happy. No, I don't think Kotler's full of himself at all. I don't think it's like that. Then you wouldn't want Kotler. I think he's oh yeah, Justin's coach would be yep, that's a good point. Adam Knifer too. Adam Knifer I think has a totally different way of making you feel like you better perform for him. Yep, Knifer's fucking the shit. That's a great point. That is a good point. Matt is great for mental game, and he does pretty well with personalities. Yeah, he's fat. I think as a human being, he's pretty damn fascinating. Like it's so obvious there's so much under there that he's not sharing, and yet he's not quiet. You know, who's the black guy that I had on the show? Christian Harris. I had Christian Harris on, and you know there's so much going on in there, but he just wouldn't let me let at it. And it's obvious that he won't let me at it. Whereas Matt Torres is like kind of like he's not trying to, like, when you're interviewing him, you know there's a lot back there that he's not letting you get at, but he's not trying to intimidate you and tell you to stop picking at it. He's fine with you picking at it. Go ahead. Pick at it. Torres is too worried about slaying puss. He's definitely got that slaying puss vibe, that's for sure. Maybe that's why I like him so much. What maybe you want him to slay your puss, Heidi and Standy, and so that's what you're picking off from him and you're projecting onto him. Just a thought. I mean, I'm just, you know what I mean? God, I want to fuck that guy. Man, he's a pervert. You know what I mean? Yeah, James Townsend would be crazy. James Townsend would be good. Yeah, another dude. Yep, he'd be great. I want Elisa Royce as my trainer. You better bring a fucking tub of lube. Better lube your asshole up. You want to work out in assless chaps and fucking a dog collar around your neck. Yeah, we should check in on James. All right. I don't know what's going on the show tomorrow. I got to call Souza, see maybe if Garrett's going to do the show. I forgot to ask her. I don't know what this is. No challenge. Oh. This was the head trainer at CrossFit HQ, Jenny Lau. This chick was amazing. There was a guy who came into there was a guy who was a waiter at the coffee shop breakfast place next to HQ, and he was like 200 pounds overweight, and she brought him into the HQ gym and took 100 pounds off him. I can't remember his name, but a video was made on it at HQ. It was fucking amazing. This chick is amazing. This chick still lives in my area, and I see her all the time. It's crazy. No one knows who she is. This was the head trainer at our gym at HQ for years. She trained everyone.
at a time, including warm up, cool down. Those are reps.
She's no spring chicken. That chick's hot too. That chick's probably 45 years old. I went on a motorcycle ride with her. It was like a 3-day motorcycle ride or 4-day motorcycle ride, like camping trip motorcycle ride. So you ride somewhere and then you camp and then you ride back. And I don't know how many of us there were. I'm making this up, but there were 20 of us. And it was like 2 chicks and 18 dudes. And someone was on one of those adventure bikes, big Honda adventure bike, and they got a flat tire. I sat on the back of her motorcycle. Probably would have been safer, dude. What did she have? She had a pretty sick Harley. Did she peg me? No. She's married. Thanks for asking though. And by the way, I like your pick, Free Daniel Penny. And no one there knew how to change the tire on a motorcycle, and she did it. That's pretty crazy. Changing the tire on a motorcycle looks like the most fucking complicated thing ever. I'd rather do heart surgery on someone. Yeah, this chick's a badass. Her Instagram account is Strength Biased. She's no joke. Just imagine being the head trainer at CrossFit HQ. Like everyone there's a fucking know-it-all. And she had to deal with all those people. Hey.
Hey, dude.
What's up?
I got a perspective on Coach Taylor.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you showed that girl that's like doing dumbbell workouts, external rotation and sit-throughs and stuff.
Hey, hold on 1 second. Hold on. God, that fucking popping sound ruins every fucking call. Okay, go ahead. You have a perspective on Coach L and Taylor's beef?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So all these like influencers or people getting clicks or selling programs put their stuff onto Instagram, which essentially like their IP, but they put it on a social platform. So you got L potentially scraping these workouts, or people selling programs for super dirt cheap. Like, at what point do we realize that, like, okay, it's all out there for public knowledge? Same thing as like .com. So if L takes a workout, and let's say that athlete's doing 1, 2, 3 things a day, and then one of those things is Brandon Luckett's, like, what's the difference in just throwing in a .com workout?
I don't. Nothing. Is there more to that? No, nothing. I'm not sure what you're saying, but let me throw this out there, and if I'm off base, I think just the issue is if someone who's as high profile as Coach L is taking other people's workouts, then they should give credit.
Sure. But like at the end of the day, what's the difference between being on a basketball team?
Hello?
Oh, I couldn't hear you at all.
What's the
At
difference?
the end of the day, being on
Go ahead.
Yeah, like on a basketball team, shooting free throws, like every player is going to shoot the free throws. So if you're doing EMOMs, what's the difference?
For some reason, I'm not following.
So there's like a huge beef about the stealing of the program. Like that's what is at the heart.
Well, I don't know if it's the stealing. I think everyone knows you can't protect the workouts. It's just having the integrity to give people credit.
Sure. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying now that the space is so small, like at what point do the workouts just become workouts?
Oh,
and does it even matter?
So you're saying like maybe 1,000 people have written that workout. Which person do you give credit to it? Would that be like an example of what you're saying? Like
yeah.
Like if you say, hey, if you tell your athlete to go run a 5K, a shitload of people have given credit, have programmed that. Who do you give credit to? I guess there's that point too. Yeah. I think in this particular circumstance, the nuance is that Brandon Luckett, but I see your point. I think there's some validity to it, or it's worth definitely noting. But I think Brandon Luckett's this guy. He started doing these EMOM stuff as he was kind of breaking away from being a competitor. It really took off, and I don't know if he expected it to take off. And he started building a business around it, and people really liked his programming and what he was doing. And that this program didn't look like it was programmed that long ago. I think and Taylor's just and I think maybe Taylor doesn't appreciate the fact that someone's also not programming their own original shit for someone. So yeah, I see your point though. I see your point. Like, who do you give credit for if you're like, hey, go out and run 400s with a 2-minute break? It's like,
Yeah, and then the other layer to that is like, what if this athlete saw Brandon Luckett's EMOM and wanted to do it, and Ella gave it to him, and then he posted it, and it started this whole thing. Like, I don't know if that happened or not, but what if that was the case? Or
that sounds like that is what happened. It sounds like Coach L basically said to Rafa, hey, here's a workout I saw on Brandon Luckett's page. You should do it. And Rafa,
yeah, because that happens a lot.
Yeah. And then Rafa posted it and tagged Coach L instead of
like Heidi said,
Luckett.
but that's not what happened.
Oh.
But we don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I just think there's a lot more context there that's not giving credit on both ends.
Right. Do you think it's inappropriate what Taylor did?
No, I think it's good. Like he's saying, having accountability in the space, but it's also like, let's ask more questions. Like, what does Brandon, like, you should have Brandon Luckett on the show and ask, and then even ask how he feels about posting his workouts online every day.
Right. You mean so that they're just out there for free?
Yeah, like anybody in these comments, we could all do this workout, like his workout today, right now.
Right.
And that hurts his business down the road too.
Well, all right.
But it'd be interesting. I think there's way more context. Have Taylor and Elle on, see if they want to talk about it.
Yeah, I guess I could. I'm so you know what I want to do, like, I'm just making a list of like athletes I want to have on, and like I'm ready to have a whole new set of athletes on. Like people I've never had on before. Like I'm ready, like, to, you know what I mean? Like I'm ready. Like,
yeah.
I'm just ready. Like Hattie can use
Just
Austin Hatfield. Stick to my usuals of like maybe like Dallin and Colton. Of course, Colton. I'd like to have Colton on every week, but I don't know if
Just go down the list. The
old guard is
take the
really
bottom 10.
The old guard is really pissing me off.
Yeah.
I don't know if pissing me off is not the right word. I don't want to put energy into them. That's what it is. I don't want to put energy into them. The maybe it's just as simple as this. It's like I have this guava tree and it gives really little guavas versus I have the guava tree that gives huge guavas that are like 10 times bigger. And I like the one that gives the bigger fruit because it's better for my return for how much I water it. And I just feel like some of the athletes, it's like not even worth watering them anymore. The return on them is just blech.
100%.
Yeah.
Hey, have everybody do Brandon Luckett's workouts. They're good.
Okay.
You'll love them.
Okay, I'll pull them up right now and give them away for free.
Sick.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
What is Brandon Luckett? Let's just fucking give away all Brandon shit free. What is his mom? EMOM. The EMOM company. Listen. Fuck Brandon Luckett. I'm jealous Brandon's such a good programmer. Fuck this dude. Let's give away all his shit. I don't know, man. If I'm a chick, I'd rather fuck Brandon Luckett than Fikowski. Who is making fun of his abs? Are you out of your fucking mind? What fucking turnip truck? I mean, I understand Fikowski's probably has like more like definition, but Brandon Luckett is like has like a man body. Heidi, where's Heidi? Is Brandon Luckett single? No. Hey, Annie's smart. He's smart and like he's gonna have a picket fence and a house and like 3 rental properties. Would you rather look at those cum gutters? Jesus criminy. That's when I get confused if whether you're a dude or a girl. I have to just stare at your ass when you say that. Heidi, would you rather in a hypothetical world, would you rather bone Brandon or Fikowski? Luckett's so much sexier than Fikowski. I don't see any fucking workouts on here. He ain't giving that shit away for free. Brandon, 100%. Yeah, me too. Here we go. I should probably get off the show now while me and Heidi are agreeing. Oh, shut it. Clock. I sent Tyson Bajan a text the other day. He made a post about saving money or something like that. And I sent him a text. And I said, hey, dude, I'm not some financial wizard, but I spent every cent I had on paying down mortgages. And now I can put gas in my car and buy avocados. You guys have heard the line without worrying about it. I just want to give you my 2 cents. And he just, thanks, buddy. He wrote back, thanks, buddy. I'm giving advice to NFL quarterbacks. Jesus. Whatever. I got a call from Travis last night, asked me if I'm going to the game in San Fran with him. I felt like a fucking douche. Thanks, buddy means fuck off. Yeah. No, yeah, it means fuck off, but I'm at least going to give you the respect to say fuck off because you're my dad's old friend. It sucks because I so want to take my son to the 49er Bears game because I know Tyson will come over and say hi to him. But I just got to do this thing in Atlanta. I'm so torn. And you know what else I wanted to do? I kind of I forgot that fuck that thing in the UK fit is going on this weekend. And I kind of in the back of my mind was running this idea of just fucking with Colton all week, right? Like just sending Colton links all fucking weekend and just having him come on. Is that an individual comp? What is that comp? Is that for some reason, whenever I think of anything happening in Europe, I always think of them as what are those fights that Mayweather does? Exhibitions, like not real events. Is it just an exhibition event where they just work out on stage or something? They're like Colton Mertens, here he is doing thrusters, or does he like go against someone? How does that work? Oh shit! Well, it's $1,000, dude. It's $1,000 on Friday. It's teams. No wonder I don't give a fuck. Okay. All right. God, they're so stupid. Well, I don't know if they're stupid, but if you like, the thing to do at that event, does anyone know who's on Colton's team? Has he posted pictures yet? Where's Colton? Colton, I gotta go. I can't be doing this. Who's on Colton's team? Of course, Colton doesn't even say. Does anyone know? Teams are gay except Colton's. What? Who's on his team? Let me text someone. Who is on Colton's team? Does anyone know? No one knows. No one even knows. Nick Matthews is on his team. Dallin and Matthews. Dallin, Hopper, and Matthews. Oh, it's a 4-person team. Yeah, just imagine. So all you like, if you wanted to do like, how do they not do? Oh, here, someone sent me a link. Thank you. All you have to do. Oh, it's just 2 fucking teams. Holy shit! Harry Lightfoot looks like a retarded version of Ricky Garrard in this photo, doesn't he? Right here, like Ricky Garrard if he had Down syndrome. Oh, Anyola Kai is gonna be there. All you have to do, man, all you'd have to do is mic some of these dudes up Just mic up Colton, Hopper, and Dallin. Oh, Shelby Neal's going? That's a pretty cool cast of characters. Ariel, Abigail, Domit, Fee, Miss Rolfe, Mr. Dancer. Anyway, I just fucking go there. Those people. Hey, listen, FitFuck Fest. Next time you do something like that, reach out to me or Souza. Write us a check for $5,000, and we'll fucking send out a filmmaker and put mics on these guys and give you fucking amazing, cheap, fucking 30-minute video behind the scenes of Colton and just talking hellacious shit and making your event actually someone give two fucks about it. It's so easy. What are you guys doing? Well, maybe someone is doing that. Maybe I'm speaking out of turn. Maybe someone's going to DM me and be like, "We are, you asshole." All right. Thanks, guys. Interesting show. I'll see you guys later. I don't know when. For sure Friday night with Jack De La Maddalena. Things you need to watch. You have to watch the documentary, the CrossFit Games documentary. Let's talk about that. And watch Minnesota versus We the People. You should definitely see that. It's on YouTube. So good. We'll piss you off. Well, every single person I know who's watched this text me, "Wow, I'm pissed." And then there was one more thing you need to watch. I don't remember. Pat Lang, 12 out of 10 for the show. Oh, thank you. 5 out of 10, 19 out of 19. David, wrong for once, 7.5. All right. Yesterday, didn't I get a 5 from you yesterday, David? All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
My experience was that you build one in Portland and I'll start. Coming from a bad back, not really able to move. Doctors said medication probably until you can't take it, then we'll do surgery. So that was kind of what motivated me to get into it. So a year into CrossFit, probably one of the best shape of my life. I was diagnosed with cancer. And we got through it. You push through these things that I always joked. I was like, okay, here we go. 35 rounds of radiation, 3 rounds of chemo. I said, here we go, 3, 2, 1, go. It's like a workout. Let's get through it, you know?
There's no doubt. I've been in oncology, radiation oncology for over 30 years. With what he was up against, there's no doubt in my mind, if it wouldn't have been for CrossFit and the way he was, we built him up and how strong he was, he wouldn't be here today.